last year, the game at Lucas Oil, game they should have won. A couple of interceptions, a couple of fumbles late in that game, secured that game, and Chatard got off to a quick start. That's what Chatard needs to do again tonight. Both teams need to get off to a quick start tonight, get the fans out of this place, because this place will be jam-packed in a lot of blue and a lot of maroon tonight.
And it can be very intimidating. It is a college-type atmosphere here. You got the crowd out here and the cook-off going on behind us, and when they start coming in, this place will fill up.
Well, I will tell you, one thing that Chatard does very well, and that's that they tailgate very well.
Yeah.
We always get invited to it. It's great food. People talk to you. But, man, after the tailgate, everybody rushes to get a good seat. And I think the class of 99 and 93 are here tonight, so that's great. And the student body is wearing blue tonight. It's packed.
By the way, this Brebeuf team, again, went 7-4 last year. You might remember, though, they've had success not long ago, went to state in 2021 in 3A. They lose to a good Gibson Southern team that year, 45-35. They went to the state championship in 2013 in 3A. They went 11-4. They lose to Andrean there. So from a heritage standpoint, this is a Brebeuf football program. They know how to win.
And I think that's what they expect. You know, when you put on a uniform for both of these teams, but we'll talk about Brebeuf first. When you put on a uniform, you're expected to play 13 weeks, not 9, 13, and you got to get ready for that.
They lose some key players last year. Nolan Buckman, who's on his way to Purdue, by the way, started as their quarterback.
He'll look great in black and gold.
Yeah, he will. I know you're enjoying that one.
I'm excited about that.
Buckman switched from quarterback to receiver here when he was playing at Brebeuf, and then that's when Maverick Geske stepped in. Had a very good year last year as just a sophomore, but they kind of changed things around there because perhaps Buckman was better suited on the outside, so it kind of worked out for him.
I think the speed factor is a lot of that, and the arm. If you got an arm and you got a receiver who can catch the ball and catch it underneath, meaning go deep, it will work for you.
By the way, Maverick Geske, 139 at 248 last year. Again, he didn't start at the beginning of the year. 1,655 yards, or 51 yards, 22 touchdowns. He did throw 12 interceptions, but I was watching him warm up. Kid's got a heck of an arm.
Got to go down and talk to the officials before the game, and I tell you what, both teams had their game face on like this is a state championship game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very intense. This has always been a good rival, but both tonight, the eerie feeling was, I'm ready to beat your head in because I'm tired of beating up my buddy. I'm ready to beat you up.
What a year last year for Bishop Chatard. Just added another state championship. They played as good a schedule as anybody. Talk about the win over Brebeuf. They played Roncalli. We had the Cathedral game here last year. They played Christian Brothers out of Missouri. They played Cincinnati Elder. So they have a beat-you-up schedule, but then when they get into the tournament, they just roll over everybody.
And you looked at that, you know, in a tournament, you looked at that. We did the Hamilton Heights game, not even close. They come in, they play, they just ran the ticket, and then the semi-state against Yorktown. Yorktown was just undermanned. It's just amazing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then they go on to beat West Lafayette and beat Lawrenceburg handily in the state championship game. We'll talk about some of their key players that they lost, some that are returning as we continue here on the pregame show on IndianaSRN.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by IndianaSRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at IndianaSRN, we hope you enjoyed tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the IndianaSRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown, safety, first down, holding or illegal use of hands, encroachment, or offsides commonly known, false start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation, face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on IndianaSRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
That's awesome.
Back here at Bishop Chatard, we're moments away from the kickoff of the 2023 high school football season. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Thanks to our officials for today's games, their hard work and dedication. Without them, we do not play. Please, if you say something, make sure it's something nice.
Yes.
You don't need to say anything negative because sportsmanship is everyone's job. And tell us who the officials are tonight.
Tonight's officials wearing black and white. Ron Carr, Tim Chrisman, longtime friend Chris Kaufman. Good guy.
Yeah.
Great. Kleiman, sorry. Jerry Rawson and Tom Sullivan. I know Chris, I know Tom, and I bounced up their name.
Well, you mess up my name every week, so what's the difference?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but, Jerry, Tom, and Chris is going to say, we're neighbors. You should know me.
By the way, Bishop Chatard defending state champions, but they lose a ton of talent. Van Vliet is gone. Drew Van Vliet, the quarterback. Noah Dudek, both those guys going to Dayton. You lose Lyman Isaac Fisher to DePaul. Jeff Wall goes to Wabash. Aiden Duncan to Wabash. Trine picks up Jeremiah Johnson. Wade McAllister to Wabash. Lucas Chan to DePaul. And Zaid Calaparis, he goes to Wabash. I tell you, that just shows you if you're a small college or a big college, you want to come get these guys.
And you mentioned Wabash, but you mentioned Division III and Division II football. IndianaSRN, I got to do this. 24 Division III games on IndianaSRN this year. Looking forward to a Saturday afternoon. IndianaSRN's a place to go. Talked to the commissioner today at the Heartland, and he says, so you're all set? You ready to go? I said, we are all set, ready to go. And he did ask about you.
Oh, bless his heart.
I said you were on the B team.
Thank you.
Move on.
The Indiana Football Coaches Association preseason
Not the
poll.
IndianaSRN poll?
Well, they all know about that one.
Okay.
Center Grove, number one
Yes.
in 6A. No surprise there,
Nope.
Coach. Ben Davis Cathedral, Hamilton Southeastern at number 4. Fort Wayne Carroll is in there as well. Westfield is number 7, preceded by Warren Central, Carmel, Brownsburg, and Fishers. Real quick in 5A, Valpo number 1. In 4A, East Central, Chatard number 1 in 3A, and 2A, Evansville Mater Dei, and Indianapolis Lutheran in 1A, so no really big surprises there.
No, we'll go through that list if we have time tonight. We'll also have some scores for you throughout the game tonight. Other games on IndianaSRN, as you're very much aware, Covenant Christian at Speedway. That should be a doozy.
Yeah.
For a 2A matchup, that's pretty good of a doozy. And Jasper travels to Evansville Memorial. That should be a fun one as well.
Yeah, that's tough right there. And some of the other area big games, Beech Grove at Lutheran. Carmel plays at Homestead tonight. Covenant Christian Speedways you mentioned are other broadcasts. You have Fort Wayne, Carroll, and Hamilton Southeastern, number 4, number 5, and 6A. Fort Wayne, Snyder, and Warren Central. You have a number 2A and number 2 team in 5A and a number 6 team in 6A. Park Tudor hosting Greenwood Christian tonight. Also, it'll be Lafayette Jeff Cathedral. In fact, they kicked off at 6 o'clock, so they're well underway in that one.
They're down at the Lucas Oil.
Lucas Oil, yep. Mooresville at Bloomington North. New Pal in Westfield and Noblesville against Mount Vernon. As you see, Chatard ready to make their way.
Is that it? Here comes the stampede. Could you imagine being a cheerleader right in the middle of that?
No.
No way.
I'd get out of the way.
Well, I'm not that fast, I don't think.
Or stand off to the side.
I kind of like the sledgehammer. I don't know where it went, but it went somewhere. I kind of like the sledgehammer. Pretty interesting.
Here's how things will go tonight, starting-wise, for the Bishop Chatard offense. Harrison Campbell, Andrew Troy, Charlie Wright, along with Matt Woods and Jacob Ortega are your linemen. Your receivers are Jack Waybright, Colin Guy. Watch him. He'll be a big factor tonight. Harrison Forrestall will be the tight end. In the backfield, the new quarterback, I'm going to ask you about him in a moment, Aiden Ortega. He's a 5'10", 181-pound senior. And then Riley Kinnett will be one of many running backs you will see here tonight. On the defensive side, along the front four, it'll be Charles Kersey, Jaden Curtis, and Trey Edwards. Scroggins in the one of the many linebackers you'll see tonight, Parker Mayers, Jawan Brooks, and Teddy Coons. And in the defensive backfield, you have Dylan Wells, Jacob Souvmame, and Leroy Lewis. Braylon Bowling will play the prep linebacker, but that also means he can play some defensive back. I've got to ask you, though, Coach, keys to this one here tonight, but what about the new starting quarterback, Aiden Ortega? A lot of pressure on this young guy.
You're home. That helps. Keys to the game for Chatard, they just have to play within themselves.
Yeah.
Do not rush this game. It's a very long game. Brebeuf, I think you got to jump off to a quick start, and then you got to play defense because this offense can run the ball. If the ball gets thrown up more than 7 times against Chatard tonight, I'll be shocked, as Chatard has won to toss and deferred, going to kick. That's a good thing for Brebeuf. I tell you what, Chatard definitely wants to get him off the field. 3 and out. 100 players dressing for Chatard.
Wow.
It's a 3A school. Come on.
They love football.
My goodness.
Well, it's going to be fun. You saw both teams kind of meeting there at midfield. The officials made sure they stayed in between the two teams because I'm sure emotions are high.
Well, the WWE cannot work this tonight. Real quick, we went to the tailgate tonight. Grandma and Grandpa says, say hi to my grandson. Well, which one's your grandson? And then I forgot the grandson. So Grandma and Grandpa, I said hi. And then Don Nestor, buddy's been battling a lot of illness, as you know, doing very, very well tonight, watching the game. Thanks, Don, for all the things that you do. Looking forward to seeing you up here by week 4 or 5. Troy will give you his seat. Troy can stand. And everybody else, and Barb, get well. And finally, Little League World Series. There's a player that is doing very, very well. Got hit in the head and doing very well, we're good to go.
All right, we are ready to go here as Brebeuf in their traveling whites, Bishop Chatard in their home blues, and we're ready to get going.
I'm excited.
You're going to have a full house here, and on the other side, Brebeuf, they're still coming in, so they're going to have a full crowd there as well.
How would you like to be the coaching staff at Brebeuf and looking in the sun right now for the next 25 minutes?
No.
That's where we were about 5 years ago.
Dylan Wells is deep. Leroy Lewis is deep. The season is underway, but we have a flag down, and I believe Bishop Chatard, a little bit anxious, got off the sides. I understand why.
Yeah, if you've not been here before, it's artificial surface. Mike Harmon does a great job of taking care of that. It looks like it's been a little bit fresh painted, didn't it?
It does.
The lines look very good. And they go back 5.
Must have swept it.
Yeah.
By the way, that is Jasper Chapman. He'll handle the kicking and punting duties.
Adrenaline?
Yeah, you bet. I'd be anxious, too, on special
I noticed
teams.
You jumped off sides pretty quick.
I did. I did. And hold me back, please.
No. Here we go. One more time.
We will try it again. Wells, number 17. Lewis wearing number 5, a high short kick.
He gains 10 yards on that one.
It'll be Wells near the 20 to the outside, 25, and then brought down. Good special teams play for Bishop Chatard. That's number 34, Eddie Benson.
Eddie Benson, the junior, 6 foot, 203 pounds. Come on.
Well, this is a good defense. It's not a big defense, Coach, but it's a very quick, good, just guys play very good fundamental defense. And when you talk about some of the names, Luke Perica stands out, 5'11", 202. You mentioned Benson, 6 foot, 203. You have Tremaine in there. I mean, it's just a really good defense.
And they'll put 3 guys in the box and force you, because look at the linebackers.
Yep, and they will blitz a lot. So Maverick Geske has got to be ready for that as he'll work 4 receivers to the far side. Hash mark left, opens with the first pass. It'll be caught by C.J. Harris, and he got swarmed, and he might get a yard out of it.
Brought down by number 91, Lucas Tremaine.
Tremaine on the tackle. Lucas Tremaine, a junior, 6 foot, 168. Didn't get him outside. They gave him a yard.
2nd down and 9. Harris will stay in the backfield. This time 2 receivers to the near side on the stack. It'll be Harris on the carry. Breaks a couple of tackles. Great run all the way to the 36, and he got a first down.
If you're a young man watching this football game, that's exactly what you want to do. Keep your feet moving, Troy. And he's strong enough. He carried 4 or 5 guys with him, got the first down of the night.
Harris listed at 172 pounds. He'll take the pitch, and he'll get to about the 34-yard line before he's brought down there. Take that back, 39-yard line, gain of 3.
Got about 3 yards on the play, brought down by number 1 guy, number 34.
Harris listed again at 172, but only 5'8". Hurry-up offense once again here for Brebeuf. It'll be 2nd down. Showing blitz in the middle will be Benson. Hand off Harris. Yep, he's really good at breaking tackles. He'll get to about the 41, gain of 2.
CJ is only a junior, 5'8", 172. Very strong, got big thighs.
3 carries, 15 yards now for Harris. Big 3rd down football again at the 41-yard line. 4 receivers in the lineup now for Geske. There's some movement, and that's going to be our first penalty.
It's going to be false start on the offense.
Offside called against the Braves.
Coach, you can see why Brebeuf wants to work quick, because they know how quick that defense is, too.
Yes, sir.
So football at the 36. Harris last year, 221 yards in limited time and 3 touchdowns.
This ball's going to go up, Troy.
I would imagine at 3rd down and long, Geske will show up his arm. He'll be looking left, fires to the sideline, and that one almost knocked away. One of the best linebackers you're going to see in the area, Sam Feeney, not just in the area, but the state as well.
Feeney's a very good play. Sam's a senior, 6'2", 205, went to St. Pius. Boy, I tell you what, the feeder schools of this Chatard team has big-time football.
By the way, Quinn Warren, the senior, he's the kicker and the punter. So he will come in to punt the football away in the first possession of this brand new season for Brebeuf. This is going to be, might have been roughing the punter.
And you may have interference on dropping on the receiver. This will be an interesting measure off here.
Well, they list the player who committed the roughing the punter's number 81, but I don't see an 81 on a roster there for Bishop Chatard. So let's let them sort it out, and then we'll tell you where we're going from there.
Here's the call by the official. Roughing the punter. That's a 15-yard penalty for the kicker. And then fair catch interference. They offset. Guess what we do?
Punt it over.
Yes, sir.
Fair catch penalty, offsetting penalties.
You remember our friend Casey Pierce.
Yes.
He's got a rule for this. if they're offsetting penalties, then you have a joust in the middle of the field, and whoever wins the joust wins the penalty. He thinks that would speed up the game a little bit.
Well, that's why he's so brilliant.
That's why he's watching tonight. He told me he's going to watch and critique how we did tonight.
Oh, fantastic. Well, maybe we'll get in the top 10 this year.
Yeah, we could be.
Colin Guy is deep, standing at his own 20-yard line. Quinn Warren will try it again. He's at his own 21. A high snap. This one almost blocked, and another short kick, end over end, will land at about the 47 and go out of bounds. Good field position here for Bishop Chatard.
How athletic is the punter, though, to go after and get that ball? That ball was really high over his head.
So we will see this Bishop Chatard offense for the first time. Aiden Arteaga takes over as the starting quarterback. We saw him in the scrimmage. Didn't do as good of a job, I would say, outside the red zone, but once he got in the red zone, I think he was much more comfortable.
I think the more he gets in the game, the more the flow. I think it was hard for him, Jamboree-wise, to get in the flow, but we'll see how he does in this first series.
First snap of a brand new season, handoff, and the ball comes loose at the 50-yard line, but I think he got it back, and he did, so that'll be a gain of 3.
Brought down by number 55.
By the way, Riley Kinnett, 5'7", 165 on the carry there for Bishop Chatard.
Another South St. Pius.
Second down and 7. Tight end will reset from right to left. Handoff around the left side. It'll be Kinnett. Gets the first down and more and driven out of bounds. Nice run by Riley Kinnett.
How about wide there? Did a nice job. Knew where the sidelines was. Stayed there. Got the first down and more.
That was good enough for a
2 carries, 13 yards now for Riley Kinnett. He's not a big kid, but boy, he runs hard. And we're going to see some other running backs. They're maybe as deep as anybody.
They got 5 or 6.
They do. We saw them all in the scrimmage.
And you're out of eligibility, so you won't be running in.
Heck. Kinnett again tried to bounce to the outside. And ball comes loose, and I think it's going to be, unless they call it down, at the 38-yard line. They may have whistled his knee down. He got hit first by Finn Scroggins. And now we wait and see what they're going to call here. Take another look at it, Coach. And it is a fumble.
Fumble picked up by the Braves.
There he is. Oh. Popped out just before, and he knew it. Smacked the turf.
Number 26 gets the ball.
That's a tough penalty. That's a tough turnover.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So the football will be placed just shy of the 38-yard line. So Bishop Chatard, their first possession, results in a turnover.
Tam Sweet and Savory Cafe, great breakfast, lunch, delicious baked goods. Check out their daily specials, open from 8 to 2, Tuesday through Sunday. Located in Lawrence at 6427 Oak Lane and Road. Try their Sloppy Joes with extra mayonnaise. Yum, yum.
And pickles?
I did have pickles the other day.
I knew you did. First down, second possession now for Brebeuf. Maverick Geske, the quarterback, looks to throw. Airs this one toward the sideline. Ball caught at the 25, the 20, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
What a play.
62 yards on the reception. One of the better receivers in the conference, no doubt about it, in Dylan Wells, the 5'11", 190-pound senior. Boy, how about that throw?
Right on the spot.
One play, 62 yards. So now the extra point attempt by Quinn Warren. And the home crowd, Trojans, a little bit shocked right here.
Number 14, Maverick Geske is holding.
Geske will be the holder. And the kick is on the way, and it is good. 8:40 to go, opening period, 7-0, Brebeuf.
Brebeuf, 7.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Well, if you're a Braves fan, you just got a little charge, huh?
You might have just missed it. One play, 8 seconds, 62 yards, Geske to Wells, 7-0. 8:40 left in the first half, in the first quarter.
So let's see now what Bishop Chatard will come back for their second possession. They had the fumble by Canet that cost them the possession, and then the touchdown. Kick will land at about the 1 yard line and go into the end zone for the touchback. So now you got to find a way. Take another look at this. Now we're going to talk about Brebeuf here. I should say Bishop Chatard in a moment about how they come back.
Turnovers always hurt you. This is because of a turnover. Here's the flat, and he just led him, and speed, you can't match speed. If you got speed, you're pretty good.
That's a heck of a throw.
That's a good throw.
Now, let me ask you, Bishop Chatard now got to bounce back.
Here's all you got to do. Get first downs and control the clock. You're not going to throw the ball as much. Just control the clock. You'll be fine. Hello to Jarrett Lewis from West Virginia watching this tonight.
First down, football at the 20-yard line. Canet brought down. He's going to lose at least a yard on the play. Great pressure there defensively by number 52, Charles Kersey.
Momentum has changed a little bit. You feel like Brebeuf is a little bit quicker on the step this time.
Football now at the 19, second down. Well, one thing about Ortega, he'll run the football. We know he's one of those guys who can run. We've seen him throw, but he doesn't have the same arm as Drew Van Vliet did a year ago.
I think you're right.
Canet the lone setback against second down. They'll look to throw, and there is the lack of height right there as Kersey at 6'2", 222, and the senior got his hands up. Ortega had to bring the ball back down, and he threw it short.
Difference between being 5'10" and 6'3" is right there.
Yeah. And that's big. If you can put some pressure on Ortega, and all of a sudden now you're third and long. Have to get to the 30 for the first down. Ortega's listed at 5'10", 181. Well, we saw him come in for Van Vliet at times last year and really played well. 4 receivers now, hash mark to the left. They're showing blitz and now pull back. Here they come. Ortega steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, and intercepted at the 43, the 30, 25, 20, at the 10, and driven out of bounds. Dylan Wells, who just scored the touchdown, this time the interception.
We'll watch it again on replay. Very interesting play. The flat was there. It looks like he got it. Was there.
Trojan 8-yard line.
Wells just snuffed that out. Here we go. Good step. Got plenty of time. He might have just underthrown him maybe a yard or two, Troy, but look at the speed that Wells has.
So the football returned all the way to the 8-yard line.
You think this is a big game? The crowd over there on Brebeuf is just going nuts.
Well, they can really, talk about getting an opportunity here to put a lot of momentum on your side. You fell down last year early to Bishop Chatard, and now you're trying to repay what happened 1 year ago. Geske coming off that 62-yard touchdown, but now Brebeuf says they want to talk about it because they know this is a big possession. 7:49 opening period, 7-0 Brebeuf.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Boy, 2 big turnovers already for Bishop Chatard, and now Brebeuf after the timeout. Football at the 8-yard line. Geske resetting Lewis, throws to the end zone. A flag is down. We may have interference right here, as the official on the near side throws the flag. Nope, it's going to go against Brebeuf.
Illegal motion.
Yeah.
Penalty, illegal shift on the Braves.
2 guys moving at the same time. Can't do that. You can't do that in
no. Well, if we're in
Canada,
in the Canadian Football League, you can move everywhere.
Yeah. Even the center can move now.
Penalty is declined.
2nd down.
You think he's playing the odds here?
I'm a little bit shocked by that you don't take the penalty and make Brebeuf use some extra yardage, but as they always say, that's why we're here and they're down there.
I think he kind of likes the opportunity here.
So now Geske with Harris, the lone setback, just to his right. 3 receivers to the right. Geske looking left, and then he goes down. Sacked back at about the 18-yard line. That was Lucas Tremaine, the junior, 6'1", 168.
And I think Lucas Tremaine is the grandma and grandpa I talked to. Now that I think about it.
I hope you're right.
That was just pure strength right there. Wow. Now you didn't take the penalty. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah.
Because on 4th down, you got to be going for it, I would think, or at least go for 3.
Trips left. That is Harris. Harris out on the flat, ball caught, stopped immediately, and another loss on this one. How about that defense? And coming up to make the stop, Jack Stedham at 5'10", 168, a senior.
And if you're a young man, again, playing football, helmet was in the face, in the chest area, wrapped, and got him.
4th and 21.
I like this shot here that Sticks is giving us. That's a nice end zone shot.
Boy, how things can change so quickly.
Here comes
defense
a
playing so well. Yep, here is Quinn Warren. This is from the 28-yard line, so a 38-yard field goal attempt for Brebeuf. The kick is on the way, and it looks like it might be good, and it is.
It's good.
38 yards, and the field goal.
Gives the Braves 3 more points.
6:21 to go, opening period, 10-0 Brebeuf.
Brebeuf 10, Bishop Chatard 0.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
We have had some fireworks here already in this opening quarter of play. 2 ranked teams in their respective classes. I'll tell you what, I think you got to give Bishop Chatard's defense tons of credit right there to get that stop.
Yep. Very well done.
You know, you had the ball, speaking of Brebeuf, inside the 1-yard line. And you have the big sack and the stop pass play, short kick, return from the 10, 15, 20, out to the 26, and then tripped up near the 29-yard line. That'll be Daniel Shaw there for Bishop Chatard.
Big series here for Chatard. Big series here.
The 29 for the Trojans.
This is now the 3rd possession for the Trojans. 2 turnovers already. So Aiden Ortega. See what he can get going here. In fact, I think, see if it's Kinnett. It will be Kinnett in the backfield with Ortega. And Kinnett gets the call. Nice hole. 40 out to the 45-yard line. 16-yard carry there for Kinnett.
Nice hole by the offensive line. You know, we're 6 minutes left in this first quarter. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
45 of the Trojans.
Boy, you like Kinnett, just 165 pounds, but he runs like he's 185, 190. He'll get the call again, bouncing to the outside into Brebeuf territory all the way down. Another first down. They'll put him at the 44-yard line. Great run.
You notice that he has both hands on the ball, running into the hole. Instead of one, got both hands on the ball. You think Coach might have said, don't do it again.
By the way, that's his 3rd carry at 10-plus yards.
That's impressive.
Football again at the Brebeuf 44-yard line. Ortega hands off Kinnett, straight up the middle. Big hole, 25 down to about the 21.
Right now, he just wants the ball.
Yeah.
Feed me, Coach, feed me. I tell you what, the offensive line is blowing some holes. Look at this. Boom. Look at that hole. You could have ran through that hole twice.
And Brebeuf having a difficult time stopping the run. They're not really big other than Jaden Curtis, their nose guard, at 3'10". Kinnett now set to the right. Gets another call behind that offensive line. Dives ahead inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Gain of 3.
Kinnett on the carry, gains about 3 yards.
He's going to get a break, by the way.
See if he gets some water.
Into the lineup now for Brebeuf will be 26, Daniel Shaw.
Gatorade in hand.
We have not seen yet Colin Guy, the receiver. He's at the bottom of your screen, and he's very active when they get the passing game going. Shaw on the carry down to the 15-yard line, another gain of 3.
Number 26,
First carry by anybody else other than Riley Kinnett.
Devon Brooks on the tackle. Third and 5, 3rd and 4 here.
Yeah, got to get to the 11-yard line for the first down.
Got to keep it on the ground, don't you?
I would.
Okay.
Till they stop me. Guy to the near side, trips left. That includes the tight end. That is Harrison Forrestal. Boy, they almost had a collision in the backfield and almost another interception. Boy.
Wow. Colin Guy is the one that broke that one up. There's 23.
Job Sevame almost picked that one off, though.
Gotta like the kid's name, Job.
Boy, well, how big would that have been? Is now you're going to see Jasper Chapman come in to attempt the field goal, and then he gets some points right here. And that'll be from the 22, so a 32-yard attempt.
Got to pinch.
Hash mark right, by the way.
Got to pinch in here.
Daniel Albright, low snap. He is the holder. The kick is on the way, and it is no good. Wide to the right.
No good.
And Bishop Chatard, their 3rd possession, comes up empty.
Willow Mission Thrift Store, bargain hunters, treasure seekers, we have a place for you. Visit the store at 8640 East 96th Street in Fishers. Thank you for helping us reach our mission. Willow Mission Thrift Store. Went there the other day, picked up a couple of things, got a new shirt.
Anything for me?
They didn't have any food.
I didn't take in clothing.
Well, all you asked for is Jack Donuts, Powwow Shrimp, which, by the way, if you're in the stands tonight, right now, and you're listening or watching, or you have someone watching and they text you, come to the IndianaSRN booth, and we got a free Powwow Shrimp appetizer for you.
Wow, look at you.
First person coming in the booth.
We don't even get that.
No. Thanks to our friends at Aspen Creek Grill.
So now Brebeuf will take over with a 10-0 lead at their own 20-yard line. Trips to the near, should say far side. Handoff will be Harris. Harris will gain about 3 and then driven back. It'll be second down.
By number 34, Eddie Benson.
Eddie Benson gets credit for the tackle.
Gain of 3.
Hello to our listeners in the city of Lawrence.
I love Lawrence.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the greatest fans of all time.
She's awesome.
Trips to the left. Harris will stay in, set to the left of Geske. Geske now to throw. Looking near side. Fires, ball caught. 35 and brought down. It'll be good enough for a first down.
Well, they just sent trips left. Got a late flag. This may be against Brebeuf. This is not good.
Yeah, that flag is back at the 15-yard line.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh, against Chatard.
Wow, that's big. So you can tack another 15 on there.
The Trojans.
That should put it all the way to midfield. So you're talking about a 12-yard completion, a 15-yard penalty. That's 27 yards.
That's not good
on the play. By the way, that catch was made by number 5, Leroy Lewis. 10 receptions last year, 221 yards and 3 scores. He is a senior.
Good officiating. Jerry Ross came all the way over to the sidelines to talk to Coach Doyle and tell him exactly what the player did, so then Coach Doyle could watch that on film, I do believe, to clean that up.
First down, Braves. Trips to the right.
Good call, Jerry Ross.
One receiver near side. Harris will stay in as the lone setback. Geske in the shotgun. Fires hard. Ball caught. 35, 30, and tripped up down to about the 28-yard line. Another great throw, and look at that arm by your quarterback. Murovich makes the reception, and again, we're down to the 28-yard line. And they're going to whistle that dead, I do believe. Too much jumping. Murovich making his first reception. It's a 22-yard reception for Geske.
Got a false start against Brebeuf.
Called against the Braves.
They'll back him up 5 yards.
Anthony Calhoun is in the house.
My son tells me Anthony Calhoun is one of the nicest guys he's ever met.
Been with Wish TV now for 25 plus years. We have a viewing party at Jonathan Mathis' house on a huge big screen TV.
If I had his money, I'd get one of those too.
Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate your love. How's the baby? Hope she's doing fine.
You know, the other thing is, if I had your money, I'd throw mine away.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Penalty will move it back to the 33-yard line.
Can I borrow a quarter at halftime to get a popcorn?
Sure.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Are you impressed with Maverick Geske?
Yes.
That arm is good.
Yes, I am.
Trips left, single receiver to the right. Harris stays in as the lone setback. Here they come. Geske to throw over the middle. Ball caught again inside the 15-yard line.
Guess who?
Number 13, Taylor Clark.
Well, I tell you what, they cannot get Taylor Clark contained.
Clark is quick, too. Clark, a junior, 6'1", 168, and can fly.
22 yards on the reception. Second straight completion by Geske of 22 yards. Now a little pitch on the inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line, gain of 3.
Forward to Harris.
2 minutes left in the first half, 2:30 left in the first quarter.
He's brought down
You know,
by
we're
number
early on. I
34,
understand
Eddie
that this is big right here. And Bishop Chatard needs to stop.
They need to stop, yes. Or at least keep them to 3.
Well, your offense is struggling early. First down, or take that back, second down. Geske pumps. Everybody covered. Then he throws deep to the end zone. He just throws that one away.
I think that was his second option there.
Third down and 8.
That was Harmick in the flat.
Well, he saw everybody covered. They had a little slanting pattern with Taylor Clark, and they were not going to get it to Clark.
Yeah, if you could stop them to 3 here, it's a win.
That's big. So Geske had 4 straight completions. Before that one was incomplete. 4 receivers for Geske. Throws a little screen pass, and it is blown up by Sam Feeney.
Feeney read that all the way.
Down by number 10, Sam Feeney.
Loss of 4.
You go to 3? You got to go for 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brings up 4th and 9.
Look at this. Poop. Hello.
That's why he is one of the best. You know, Harris has 3 receptions, 2 of them for a -6. He's probably thinking, don't throw me the football.
Yeah, I don't want the ball.
Football be placed right. We'll have to call that the 18-yard line, not quite the 19. So we're talking about a 29-yard attempt with a hash mark near side. The kick is on the way, and I believe it is good as well. 1:16 remaining in the opening period. Braves lead at 13-0.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. Learn how we can hire you. Contact them today at 219-845-1065. International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, Iron Shipbuilders, Blacksmiths, and Helpers.
You know, they are up in the region, and we have people watching us in the region. Got people in West Virginia watching us, down in Greenwood and Lawrence, all over the state. Was talking to a lot of people today, and I think they're more excited for our 15th season than we are. Great high school football, and now with college football on our docket on Saturday, it's going to be a fun fall.
It's going to be a fun fall, and it's going to be a busy fall, and that's the way we like it. So Bishop Chatard will get the football. 2 turnovers and a missed field goal has been the name of the game, and the defense has done a good job giving up only 6 points over the last 2 possessions after Brebeuf was able to get it into the red zone. Another short kick on the return. That'll be Daniel Shaw once again. He gets hit hard at about the 17-yard line. Excellent play there by number 11, Parker Mayers, a linebacker who gets the start tonight, 6'1", 203.
While we got time here, I want to congratulate Ben Wood on his fifth year with us, calling the 1s and 2s. Got Daniel Thacker as our camera guy, Justin Griffin's our floor agent, and of course our CEO walking around. I think he's just shaking hands and kissing babies tonight.
Yeah. There could be money to be had, right? First down, football at the 18. Ortega checking at the line of scrimmage. Riley Kinnett, the lone setback.
Clock down to 6.
Ortega gets the snap off in time. Throws out on the flat. It'll be Colin Guy on the reception, brought down at about the 28-yard line.
I think that's the first time Colin Guy's touched the ball tonight.
It is. And he got 10 out of it. We'll say 11 officially, so 11. That, by the way, is the first completion for Ortega.
And they moved him out of the pocket.
Yes. Really good. That's an RPO for him. I mean, he had the option if he wanted to run it.
He's got the legs.
Trips near side. Kennett the lone setback. Kennett the call. He's been dangerous early, out to about the 32-yard line before he stuffed there. And the clock down to 42.
They'll have to run a play. Clock.
Yard on that play.
By the way, 9 carries already for Kennett here in the opening quarter.
Ready to play clock is at 25. Game clock is at 26.
Second down.
Single coverage on the near side. See what happens if Colin Guy can get open. Ortega, he will fake the handoff and keep it himself. He's at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, and then driven out of bounds. Great run by Aiden Ortega.
And got a coach.
He's forced out of bounds by number 26, Javon Brooks.
The defensive coordinator just got pummeled.
32-yard run there for Ortega.
Look at that hole. Watch this end of the play here. Here's the defensive coordinator. Whoop, look out. No way, man.
Biggest gain of the night for Bishop Chatard. First down, football at the 36 of Brebeuf. Could be the final play of this opening period. Kennett stays in the ball game, setting just to the left of Ortega. Colin Guy, the receiver, to the near side, and they were looking that way, but a flag comes down.
Got to delay a game.
Yep.
It was late.
So back him up 5 yards.
Those are errors you do not need.
Not when you have some momentum.
Yeah.
Back to the 41-yard line. 6 seconds to go. And again, this could be the final play of this opening quarter. Jack Waybright, one of 2 receivers split wide to the left. Joined there by Roman Barraza. Ortega against that 3-man front, 5 linebackers. Here comes the blitz. Ortega gets rid of it. 40, 35, 30, and a first down, I do believe. Nice play. And that was Jack Waybright, who we just mentioned, the senior, making the first down. And that's going to do it for this opening period. Brebeuf on top, 13-0.
And that would be the last play of the first quarter.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Burtner Electric Incorporated is fully licensed and bonded electrical contractor for your protection. Our electricians are available 24/7 for service calls and specialize in electrical service and storm damage repair. For more information, give us a call today.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Building better futures one story at a time.
They're watching tonight.
Locations in Indianapolis, Zionsville, Anderson, Columbus, and Lafayette. If you need more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600.
Building one story at a time.
Yep.
Halftime guest tonight, John Hasty, the principal at Chatard.
Very good.
Looking forward to talking to John. I knew John when he was a little baby. So
young guy, huh?
His dad was my best man at my wedding.
Really?
So, yes.
I would like to thank besides Dr. Allstout, our athlete
Well,
trainer,
this
Andrew Kankler.
is promising if you are a Bishop Chatard fan, because you had
We also still have
the big pass play and then the big run by Ortega. You are almost to the red zone. Football will be placed at the 26-yard line. This is the furthest that this offense has got into Brebeuf territory.
Who's going to get the ball?
Could be Kennett. Lone setback, and it will be Riley on the call. Breaks a tackle and then gets hit and driven back. See where they gave him forward progress.
Gives him 3
to the 25. Actually, a 1 yard.
Wow.
Kennett had a run of 23, 11, and 10. His last 3, a combined 7. So do you don't think Brebeuf is kind of keying on the run?
Everybody knows when number 2 is in the game. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think right now, if you're Brebeuf, you're challenging Ortega to throw it. Trips left. Kennett in the backfield. RPO. Looking, now firing, and the ball's going to be caught and driven out of bounds. Colin Guy makes the catch. It's going to be shy of a first down, put it at the 19, just a gain of 6.
Guy has some hands, though, doesn't he?
He does.
Holy smokes.
His second reception, he has 17 yards receiving.
St. Matthew's graduate.
And his brother's a heck of a basketball player.
Yeah, he plays pretty well. Yeah. I think he could play.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Third down and about 3. Ortega, hash mark left.
I think he was Mr. Basketball, if I'm not mistaken.
And has a ring, too.
Yes, he does.
A big ring.
Yes, he does.
Kennett will shift now to the right. Riley gets the call left side. First down at the 10. The 5 spins. Touchdown.
Wow.
Riley Kennett for 19 and the score, and Bishop Chatard is on the board.
They needed it. Boy, they needed it.
Well, Brebeuf, I'll tell you what, they're going to have to find a way to stop the run, because if Kennett continue, he'll have 40 carries, and he could have 300 yards by the time it's all said and done. So that goes 19 yards on the score. Extra point by Chapman. Good snap. The kick is high in the air. It is good. 10:27, period 2, 13-7 Brebeuf.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back here at Bishop Chatard, we have a really good one going now, 13-7.
Big time rival on the west side. Speedway, Covenant Christian. Speedway leads 13-7 with 9:44 to go in the first half.
That was at Speedway, I think, the beginning of the year 2 years ago, and they love their football at Speedway. Bishop Chatard on the kickoff. There will be a return by Brebeuf out to about the 22-yard line. Sam Feeney on special teams makes the stop right there. On the return, C.J. Harris.
Brought him down at the 22-yard line.
So it will be Brebeuf at the 22-yard line. This is now their 5th possession. They started one of their drives at their own 8-yard line and one at their 20. So they've had to go the distance on 3 possessions. Harris out of the backfield. He'll receive on the swing pass. That's blown up as well. Another great play by 91, Lucas Tremaine. We've seen him do that a couple of times tonight. Back to the 20-yard line. Harris has not had a whole lot of success on those little swing passes. 4 receptions and has a minus 7 yards receiving. Brebeuf second down at about 12. Handoff Harris. Harris to the 25. That'll be a gain of 5.
Handoff to Harris, brought down by number 34.
Harris, his best carry was his first at the beginning of the game when he had a 10-yard run. Since then, he's only gained 16 yards in his last 5 carries. A quick 3rd down and 7.
Big play here for the defense.
Brebeuf now with 4 receivers. Dylan Wells in motion. He'll reset, trips to the left. Geske to throw. Ball caught. The man in motion makes the reception. That's Wells. That'll be a first down out to about the 39-yard line. Gain of 14.
Did a nice job hanging on to that ball because he got popped pretty hard.
We saw Wells earlier catch a touchdown pass, 62 yards. His second reception now has 76 yards through the air. A big first down there for the Braves. Geske, man in motion. Geske throws. Ball is high, almost picked off as it falls incomplete. Zach Garner almost got it off the tip.
Couple of tips and just couldn't get it in.
They believe Zach Garner got an offer this week from DePaul University to play football.
Chicago?
You mean DePaul, not DePaul.
Oh, DePaul.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sorry. I'm kind of slow.
It's okay.
Okay, thank you.
The draw, handoff Harris, 45, and gets hit spinning and goes down, but a great effort. And they'll bring him thinking about the 46-yard line. That's a tough 7 yards.
How about Eddie Benson said, you know where to go, Dad? Let me show you. Big 3rd down here.
Feeney, Perica, Benson, and Tremaine are 4 of the best linebackers
in the state.
3A, yep. Trips left. 3rd down and short. Harris on the call, puts his head down. He's going to be short. He got a couple to about the 48, and that's it.
You go here?
I think they're going to. Yeah, they're going to hurry up.
Number 5, Jack Stedham.
Big play right here. 4th down and a yard. Now they might try to draw.
Well, when the offensive lineman is not down and you're yelling at signals, give you an indication that they're going to probably try to draw them off here.
So here we go. Geske takes the snap, fires, ball caught, big time hit, but the receiver holds on. Dylan Wells does it again. First down.
That's pretty good hands, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a big 4th down and 1. Here we go. In the flat. Great shot by our camera guy. Excellent.
That's why they get the big dollars.
Hey.
What a play there. Football down to the Bishop Chatard 31-yard line. What an arm for Geske. Handoff Harris. Takes it up the middle. Trojans trying to strip the football and be down to the 28, gain of 3.
Brought down by number 65.
Boy, we saw Geske throwing the football in the pregame, and he can fire it.
Back in 7.
You need to hold them to 3 again.
Yeah,
you do. You really do.
By the way, Woods got the tackle that time for the Trojans. Geske has time.
Got him.
Left sideline, threw it behind his receiver, but reaching up to make the catch is Leroy Lewis. What a catch!
Did he get both? Did he get a foot in?
Got them both down.
Yes, he did. Wow.
The 16-yard line of the Trojans.
So that'll be a gain of 12. Lewis, his second reception is 24 yards. And another first down here for Brebeuf. Another impressive drive. This started at the Brebeuf 22-yard line. Lewis in the backfield. They take that back. Harris looking to throw. Geske near side, overthrows the intended receiver Ryan Keating. Almost made a great play on defense.
Pass intended for number 5, Leroy Lewis. Broken up by number 16, Ryan Keating.
Lewis, 2 receptions. Harris has 4. 3 receptions by Wells. So Vergeski's really spreading the football around here tonight. That pass was intended again for Lewis. Trips again near side. 6:37 remaining here in the opening half of play. Harris the lone setback. Here comes the blitz. Feeney, the big time hit.
Intercepted.
Picked off? No. They're going to say it hit the ground before the interception by Eddie Benson, but it was Feeney on the blitz from the opposite side that really made Geske throw early.
Watch this again.
Ooh, that's a big hit.
That's a huge
Third
hit.
down and 10 for the Braves.
So 3rd and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, there was a cell phone found near the concession stand.
Benson could play
If you're missing
shortstop.
a cell phone,
Yeah.
please go to the concession stand.
And that scoop.
Thank you.
Well, we saw 4th and 1 for Brebeuf. They were able to get a big play there. They're 3rd and 10 here. Geske fires high, and that just came out of his hand or it was tipped, one of the two.
Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
3rd straight incompletion there for Geske. And here comes the kicker, I do believe.
He's got a leg.
And he's been accurate tonight. 2 field goals. Had one of 38. Another one of 28. This will be from the 23-yard line. So a 33-yard attempt right here for Warren. Hash mark left. Good snap. The kick is a line drive kick, and it is good.
It's
3rd
good.
field goal of the night for Warren. 6:23 to go, period 2. 16-7, Brebeuf.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, we do it all. 3 services with 1 solution. Give them a call for more information at 317-396-1023. Oh, she put those on both sides. That's good.
Yeah. Well, if you're like me, you stumble and you got to find something. You got to find it quick. 6:23 in the first half. Thank you very much for joining us. 16-13. This is a big drive here for Chatard. They score here. We got a game. We still got a game.
Oh, we still got a game. Yeah.
Good ball game.
And I think their offense felt much better when you get Kinnett going. If you can give Ortega just a little more time to throw, because that Brebeuf defense, they're coming after him. This will be a deep kick from inside the goal line. That'll be an automatic touchback, so it'll be at the 20-yard line.
So do you like the rule that they can't run it out in high school?
Yes.
I think it's a safety pass.
I do too.
Yeah.
The least amount of kickoffs that you have returned, I think the better. I think one of these days, I think the kickoff will be gone.
Well, it's gone in one pro league.
It is.
Been watching Canada football? That's a silly game.
It's a little wide open, isn't it?
It's
well, they think how big the
field's
field
wider
is.
at 110 yards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you got to get a first down within 3 yards, or three down.
That's right. First down, football at the 20, 6:23 to go. Tight end will line up. Forrestall to the right, handoff. There is Kinnett again, another nice run out to the 26-yard line, depending on the spot of the
Brought
football.
down by number 11, Parker Mayers.
We'll have to put it at the 25.
Braylon Bowling. Gain of 5 on that play.
Riley putting together a very solid first half, but again, the football just across the 25. Still plenty of time, but We haven't seen the passing attack come alive yet for Bishop Chatard. Ortega hands off Kinnett, sweep to the right side, has blockers, and I believe he got good enough there for the first down. They did. Football will be at the just shy of the 31-yard line.
Brought down by 11, Parker Mayer.
So another gain of 5.
First and 10 on the 31-yard line.
Trying to get on the board here before halftime. Ortega near sideline, ball caught, but it's out of bounds. Intended there for Colin Guy. Now that's a throw that Ortega throwing against his body as he was coming to his left, throwing with his right.
Kind of rushed that pass, though, a little bit, didn't he?
A little bit.
A little bit.
And there's a lot of pressure on this young man. Aiden Ortega, I mean, you're taking over for Van Vliet. Led your team to a state championship last year, and that's always tough to step in, and there's a lot of expectations. Second down and 10. Football stays at the 30-yard line. Handoff Kinnett. This time left side has a blocker in front of him. He's close to another first down. Just across the 40. Now watch the spot to put him at the 40. So he's shy less than a yard.
Yep.
Brought down by number 84, Braylon Bowling.
Matt's going to have a ton of carries by the time this is over with. Hopefully at halftime we'll get a chance to run down some of the numbers. Under 5 minutes remaining. Third down and less than a yard. Brebeuf showed blitz, and they got too anxious, and the penalty.
Offside called against the Braves.
So an automatic first down there for the Trojans.
First down for the Trojans.
When you talk about that offensive line, you have Harrison Campbell at 315 as your left tackle. Charlie Wright, 262, and Jacob Ortega, 257. They've got some beef up front. Andrew Troy at only 217 and Matt Woods at 208. But they really do a nice job up front. Handoff, Kinnett gets hit immediately and brought down at the line of scrimmage.
Ball given to number 2, Kinnett.
That was 52 in there to make the stop. That is going to be Charles Kersey once again. Kersey, 57 tackles last year with 1.5 sacks. So no gain there. Only the second time that Kinnett's been held, either no gain or a loss of yardage. Time is going to be a factor here pretty soon. Football again to the 45-yard line. Ortega over the middle, ball caught, first down inside the 40 on the reception. Harrison Forrestall, the tight end.
How about Harrison? Great hands, went up and got the ball, did a great job.
17 yards on the pass play. They'll actually say at 18 with the spot of the football. Forrestall's first reception. We'll put it at the 37-yard line. Trips right. And the quarterback keeper, Ortega, has room at the 20 and driven out of bounds. Another nice run by Ortega. In fact, he's had 4 runs. Take that back. Ortega's actually had 3 runs of 10-plus yards.
Watch this. Kinnett really did a nice job on the fake. And I think we're going to see a lot of extending the football to get that extra yard or 2 in high school football this year. In fact, he got an extra yard because of that extension.
Officially at the 18-yard line.
And they're going to count him that he was in bounds because he gave himself up.
Trips to the right. Kinnett just to the right of Ortega. Throws. Ball caught. Forrestall again over the middle near the 14-yard line.
He's brought down by number 8.
They got Guy covered like a blanket.
Yes.
Gain of 5 on that play.
We say a gain of 5 on the pass play.
Second and 5.
So we'll put it officially at the 13-yard line.
Hang on to the football, boys.
This time Forrestall now to the right in the slot. Riley Kinnett stays in as the setback. Here's a fade pattern toward the end zone. Ball is caught. Did he stay in bounds? Yes. Touchdown. Nice catch. On the reception, number 7, Roman Barraza, the senior wideout, 5'11", 172. From 13 yards out. That's a heck of a pass play, Ortega.
Chapman in for the extra point.
So now they can make it a 2-point ball game. Once they set the football, it'll be Chapman. Good snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 2:44 remaining before halftime. Brebeuf leads at 16-14.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Hey, straighten up. The principal's here.
Always do.
Yep. Okay.
I was always scared of the principal when I was
you'd be scared of him.
I know.
He has a great left hook.
I bet he does.
Ask his sister.
Does he punch his sister a lot or what?
I don't think so. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
When he was a kid, he did.
All right.
Shoot at the Hasties' house. You had to fight over food.
Brebeuf still plenty of time on the clock with 2:44 remaining, but Bishop Chatard coming back strong.
Oh, look at this.
Brooks. This is Brooks getting stopped on special teams. 19-yard line, but the first hit actually came from Ryan Keating.
The wedge was set up for him, though, and just didn't follow the wedge.
That's why they set it up for you, to follow it.
Brought down by number 91, Lucas Tremaine.
Well, let's see what Brebeuf has in store. They've had one big pass play. That was the 62-yard score to Wells, and that was early. And since then, they just haven't been able to do much. A couple of field goals. That's been about it.
Speedway is on fire. Leads 25-7 with 1:43 to left in the first half.
Geske to throw. Ball caught out in the flat. Driven back after the receiver got to about the 30-yard line.
Now remember, Brebeuf only has 2 timeouts left because they had to waste one in the first quarter.
Muravich's second reception.
Brought down by
good enough.
Number 91, Tremaine.
Get them to the near 30-yard line. Trips to the near side. Geske to throw again. It'll be 2nd and 1. High in the air and overthrows his intended receiver.
Nice coverage there by number 16, Keeney. You know, that's a good play for 2nd and 1.
Yeah. I agree. Stretch him out a little bit and see what happens. 2:06 to go. Football again, the nose of the football just shy of the 30.
Clark can fly, though, can't he?
Yeah.
My goodness.
He's got some good receivers to throw to. Wells as well. Geske, hash mark left. Handoff. It'll be Harris, and he might get a couple. I think he got enough for the first down. He did.
Harris on the
so
carry.
Move the chains. We'll put it at the 33-yard line.
Tonight's halftime guest, the principal, John Hasty, joins us at halftime. Troy will go down and make sure we get sodas.
Got that right. Geske looking near side. Turning and just in and out of the hands is Wells. He turned a little bit late. Falls incomplete. So now 2nd down and 10. There is not a seat to be had here tonight. 1:53 remaining. Geske has 4 receivers. Looking again near side. Got hit as he threw it. Falls incomplete.
Wow.
Tell you what, he is just receiving a lot of punishment. Hostetler, one of those in there, along with Sam Feeney might have been in there. And number 52, yeah. 52 is Will Calvert.
In the first half, Memorial leads Jasper 9-0. There's not a seat left in Memorial Stadium.
I believe it.
There's no seat here left at Chatard.
3rd down and 10. Here comes the blitz. Once again, Geske gets rid of it. It's incomplete. Pass intended for Lewis. Well, that pressure on the outside really bothering Geske.
Defense has reset and has changed a lot, Troy. And there's a lot more pressure. And they added the guy into the box. That might help. Now it's 4th down. You got 1:44, 3 timeouts left. You got an opportunity to go ahead here at halftime.
Yep. By the way, Geske now 1 of his last 8 for 9 yards.
He started strong.
They should, by the way, speaking of Bishop Chatard, have excellent field position. Good punt on this one, though. High spiral inside the 25, the fair catch by Guy. So they got a ways to go. We're going to put it at the 23-yard line.
Trojans will have it at their own 23.
You sure that the money you just gave me is going to pay for a Coke for you, him, and somebody else?
Maybe.
How much are they?
I don't know.
You might get one out of it. In concession stands, usually they're $3.
They're $3.
So you can get 3. I can get you one, I can get Ben one, and I can get, who else am I getting Coke for? Well, I don't need another one. That'd be 3.
Coach, you need one?
No.
Oh.
You get a body like this drinking Coke.
Got to get me a popcorn, too.
Oh, you need popcorn, too.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever had to do this. Football at the 23.
I'm glad your contract reads that you can't do that.
Thank you. Arteaga, RPO, looking, now throws, and behind the intended receiver, falls incomplete. Pass intended there for number 7, Roman Barraza, who just came up with a touchdown moments ago.
You know, you can cut in line, too. You could go to the door and say, hey, SRN, and they'll
By
pay.
the way, how much, like if I'm one of those services who delivers food, how much do they get out of it? Aren't you short about $20?
Brebeuf?
Yeah.
Ken Thomason works for them. I'll call them real quick.
Thank you.
Hey, Ken, can you deliver?
1:32 remaining. Arteaga trying to get another score on the board. Albright in motion from right to left. High in the air, Albright is there, and it falls incomplete.
I think they need to keep running.
Pass intended for number 23, Jack Wainwright.
Well, there's no doubt about it, Keith, that Arteaga's throwing better. I think he feels a little more confident. You know, you got to really consider maybe nerves were the big issue early. And now he's kind of settled in, and it's a ball game.
Yeah, but with 1:28 left now, you're going to give. If you don't get a first down, you're going to give the ball right back to him.
Well, I trust my defense, though. I mean,
the way they've been playing,
yeah,
especially the second half,
and
first half.
They've
first
been
quarter.
blitzing and really giving Brebeuf a lot of troubles. Arteaga again to throw. Ball caught on the sideline, and there is.
Oh, he didn't give him the first down.
Oh, it's close.
Oh, he did give him the first down.
Woo. Yeah, I was going to say, the way he stretched out there, that's going to be a gain of 10. Third catch for Guy.
Coach Doyle would be very upset if he didn't get that first down.
Trips to the left. Arteaga, RPO again to his left. Lofts it in the air. Ball caught near side. Great catch by Jack Wainwright. Down to the 47. Gain of 20 on the pass play.
Troy, look at this. Look at where he caught this ball.
Wow.
He pinned that against his.
Arteaga near side, in and out of the hands that time of Barraza.
He pinned that against his shoulder pads and got hit hard.
Leroy Lewis able to break that pass play up.
Boy, they opened up the offense here, didn't they?
Well, like I said a little bit ago, I think he's feeling more confident and feeling like his offensive line is certainly giving him plenty of time to throw. 2nd down and 10. Arteaga again. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Arteaga at the 45. And that's one thing about Arteaga. You got to respect his run, because if you overshoot him on the blitz, you're going to get burned.
And the nice thing right there by Arteaga is he knew where the sidelines was and went out of bounds.
Probably be at the 44, so that'll be a gain of 3 on the run.
So that stops the clock. Brings up 3rd and 7.
61 seconds remaining. Football at the 44-yard line. Kinnett, by the way, after that 19-yard touchdown run, has only carried the football 4 times for 19 yards. They'll call a play and then get a timeout. Bishop Chatard wants to talk about it. 1:01 remaining before the half. Brebeuf leads it by 2.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Here. Well, the Trojans got a timeout. They know they have an opportunity, believe it or not, down 13-0 to take the lead here before halftime. Football at the 44-yard line. 2 turnovers early led to points for Brebeuf. They had the early 13-0 lead. Since then, Bishop Chatard has outscored Brebeuf 14-3. Handoff Kinnett. Kinnett, nice gain again inside the 35, down to about the 31, a gain of 13.
Good enough for a Trojan 1st down.
I tell you what, he does not run like somebody who only weighs 165 pounds.
He's like a ping pong ball.
Trips right. Kinnett gets the call again. Big hole. How about that offensive line inside the 25 to the 24, gain of another 7 yards.
Still has 2 timeouts left. How about a bowling ball? That's a better description than a ping pong ball.
Norm Bulash.
There we go.
Yeah. Taking you back.
Larry Zonka.
Zonka, yep. Boy, Arteaga able to pull that one down. Gets by the defender. 20, 15, 10. Cut back, 5, touchdown Arteaga.
Are you kidding me?
29 yards.
On a busted play, in fact.
24-yard run for Arteaga.
He's had runs of 32, 19, and 29. And that one, the biggest of the night. They did it with 21 seconds remaining.
Sideline is pretty excited over there.
Boy, if he doesn't pull that down, though, he's in trouble. Here's Chapman. No one, I'm sure, would have thought, as that goes high in the air. No one would have thought at this stage that Bishop Chatard would be leading, but they do. 21 seconds to go, 21-16.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Well, the crowd you see there is the student section, and they're fired up, and they should be.
Papa Smurf's up there. Can we find him?
Back deep for the Braves, number 25, Jay Harris, and number 26.
There he is. Papa Smurf. I think that's Mrs. Papa Smurf.
Brebeuf, only 21 seconds remaining. What can they do with the football? They'd love a great return right here. That's special teams. They've been pretty good tonight. As that on the return is C.J. Harris, and they got a long way to go in 14 seconds.
I think you may see the knee here.
Yeah, the Brebeuf offense has really not been the same. And the good thing they've got a kicker because he's gotten 3 field goals here today, and other than the touchdown from Geske to Wells, they moved the ball at times, just ain't able to get anything other than field goals.
So do we call the student body the Smurfettes?
I don't know. You might go ask him.
I'm sorry. I'm busy at halftime.
I know that. I will be busy too.
Yeah.
Geske to hand off. It'll be Harris. Harris, big hole, 25, outside 30, 35, and finally driven out of bounds with 6 seconds remaining. But he got all the way to the 40-yard line. Gain of 22, his biggest run of the night.
Well, now you got an arm, right?
Yeah.
Chuck it. 5 seconds.
You got speedy receivers to do it. How far he can throw it, I'm not sure.
Have it now at the 40-yard line.
I think everybody was fooled. I thought it was going to be a knee.
Yeah. So Harris stays in. Geske to throw. Gets away from pressure. Sidearms. Ball caught at the 47-yard line. But time runs out. That'll be Murovich on the reception. That'll be a gain of 7 on the final play of the first half. And for Murovich, his 3rd reception. But what a comeback for Bishop Chatard, down 13-0. And they outscore the Braves 21-3 the rest of the way.
They look a lot more relaxed. They don't look as intense as they the first. Maybe this big crowd, this big crowd can intimidate you because everybody expects you to be pretty good.
Yep.
And if you don't deliver that first 2 series, but I think the regrouping, relaxing, the breathe exercises, whatever they did, has really impressed me. And, you tell me what they would be in the game, but even leading surprises me here, 21-16.5.
And I know before we go to a break, you look at Ortega. He had the interception. You had the fumble by Canet early. That was in their first 2 possessions. And then Ortega has several good completions down the stretch. But you know what else I think you got to give him credit for? His ability to run the football. He had a gain of 32-19 and then the 29-yard touchdown run. If you can have a dual-threat quarterback like Ortega, you got to stay honest in the passing game.
Yep. Good first half.
All right, we'll take a timeout. Special guest coming up in a couple of moments. Bishop Chatard with the lead at 21-16.
Join our Lady Trojans.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Halftime score, 21-16. Chatard joining us now, the principal. I almost called athletic director, but Kyle get mad at me. The principal, John Hasty, with us. And John, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Keith. It's a privilege to be here, and super excited to have IndianaSRN back out with us another year.
Yeah, 6 off and on, but I think in our 3rd straight year for football and basketball, a sponsorship again for basketball, so that's a good thing. I know we're working with the Booster Club because you have a vision to make this even bigger, work the Booster Club, and we'll walk through all those things this year and see if we can get that done.
Sounds great to us, absolutely.
Yep. If you're excited about that and you would like to contact the school, please do that. There's some information John would be happy to share with you. Your leadership, 2nd year.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's a world of difference. I think I was listening to Marcus Freeman talk the other day about his 2nd year experience coaching at Notre Dame, right? And saying, there's just no, whatever course you want to take or any training you want to take, there's nothing like living it. And having lived it and being fortunate to have the team that we do to live it with them and have so many people to support that first year was amazing, and we're hitting the ground running.
Your leadership is unbelievable.
I appreciate that.
You do a great job, and I know we talk a lot, but the leadership here, especially from an outsider, and I guess we're part of a family now, but we're not as much outsiders, but as an outsider looking in, the organization and everyone crosses the T's, dots the I. I know that's a representative of you, but a great leadership. Talk about your leadership.
Yeah, I think I think the greatest example, back to school night the other night, I was sharing with parents, there's just amazing things happening at Bishop Chatard, as there have been for a while, and we continue those. But it's not possible, first and foremost, without our faculty and staff. I mean, unbelievably qualified, dedicated, selfless. It's not possible without President Sam and our board. It's not possible without our directors and our administrative team, and especially our parents. We have unbelievable. People tell me, what's the thing that you're amazed by the most, and it continues to be, hands down, our parents and our families.
The Booster Club puts on a tailgate party that now everybody, John, says, I want to work at Chatard. The cheeseburgers are excellent.
Yes.
First thing that Troy said was, are they going to be open tonight? Well, yeah, they'll open every Friday night.
Oh, and not just Friday nights. I'll tell you what, the prizers and the Trojan horse, I'm telling you, that, and I know that's not just them, but they're a big part of it, and they're at girls basketball games and volleyball games and you name it, and they're there, and they're supporting all things Bishop Chatard. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. Talk a little bit about the goals that you have set for the Chatard Trojans in 2023-24.
Yeah, that's how much time do you have?
I have 7 minutes.
I think it's funny, you talk to principals and you look at schools and you get so many different goals, right, between school improvement goals, your own personal goals, your strategic goals with the board and for the school long term. For me personally, I think it's a couple of things. One, it's to now that I've lived it and I'm more efficient, I think, with my time, to continue to get out of my office more and more and to be on an individual basis engaged with our teachers, with our students, with our families. I think the second part of that, and you mentioned it, right, there's so much attention to detail here in setting such a high standard of excellence and dotting every I and crossing every T, that for me it's just keeping that consistency and clarity in who's responsible for what's our standard of measurement for effectiveness and success, and at the core of both of those, trusting in our relationships and making sure that our kids are first and foremost alongside our mission.
the key here, though, I will tell you, we work with a lot of people who have graduated from here or had kids graduated. Just met a grandma and grandpa. She graduated in 1969.
Wow.
And she says, I have not missed a Friday night football game.
Yes.
That's the people you dealt with. You deal with.
That I think is that's not an anecdote. That is a prime example of the commitment. Our slogan, or one of our slogans, is Trojans for life. Once a Trojan, always a Trojan,
Yep.
and that does not surprise me one bit.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, a very hard-hitting question.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
All right, thanks.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Back at halftime, John Hasty joins us, principal of Bishop Chatard. A hard-hitting question. You ready?
I'm ready for it.
What's your favorite soft drink, Coke, Pepsi, or 7-Up?
I wasn't anticipating that one.
Just want to warn you, you're a Coca-Cola school, okay?
Man, I'm more of a LaCroix water.
Okay.
If I had to pick, it'd be Dr. Pepper, but that wasn't one of the choices.
Really?
I'm writing in.
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Okay, I guess so. Final question here. IndianaSRN, we talked about, has been with you a few years. The benefit of sponsorship that we get that passes on to your athletic department, I know that's huge, but what's the benefit? Do you see benefits within the IndianaSRN coverage? Football, basketball, volleyball, lacrosse, whatever it is?
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, I have people texting me right now from Lafayette about the game, and talking about a play, and that's not possible without IndianaSRN. And they're not the only ones. There's multiple, and like you said, it's every season. It is unbelievable in keeping our community connected and engaged to what's happening at Bishop Chatard.
I appreciate you answering every single phone call.
Or
email.
Hey, anytime.
And I appreciate you very much. You're going to see us all year long.
Yeah.
And looking forward to it. And again, Booster Club, if you're interested in boosting this program, please contact them, and they'll be happy to talk to you.
I feel like I owe you a thank you.
For what?
Sectionals last year, I have 3 little kids. Thank my wife. Without her, this wouldn't be possible. But I can't remember where we were. It's negative 3 degrees outside. It's sleeting, and you're on the sideline.
We're here in a bright yellow shirt.
The missus did not let me out that night, but I still got to watch because of IndianaSRN.
Let me tell you about that story. I was supposed to be up in the booth, but the guy that's to your meet left says, I don't work in these conditions, and I drew the sideline. In that bright yellow shirt, jacket, and I still have that jacket. I should retire it.
That's the definition of leadership right there, right?
That's why we're so good.
Yeah. Amen.
And we have the great leader leading us.
Amen.
We'll take a break when we come back. You bet. Troy Daragowski joins me.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
21-16. And by the way, if I may just say, the impact player of the game probably is me right now because I went through that crowd, and it is packed. I mean, it is wall-to-wall people.
So what do you think? Estimating about 5,000? 4,000?
I don't know. I just know there's a lot. It's standing room only, let's put it that way.
Here comes our stats, okay? I'll give the headset to this guy. You can ask him.
All right. Let's do it. That saves me a lot of time. Sure. Well, listen, we have him speaking, so.
Okay.
Our stats are brought to us by Jack's Donuts. All right. What do we got in that first half?
Okay. For Chatard in passing, they are 8 of 15 for 99 yards.
Okay.
Rushing, they have 22 carries for 218 yards.
Riley Kinnett has how much of that? Do you?
Kinnett has 133.
Wow. Okay.
For Brebeuf, passing-wise, they are 14 of 24 for 173.
Okay.
And rushing, they have 11 carries for 50 yards.
All right. And what's your name?
Ray Morey.
Ray, good job.
All right.
Listen,
thank
you want to just kick him out and you can take over for him? Thank you. That's big. Thank you very much.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Halftime stats again brought to you by Jack's Donuts.
We're going to have him here every week now.
I hope
when we're home.
I love
got to have that.
Stats. Yeah.
My goodness, he did a nice job.
Well, what a turn of events. And as we said a little bit ago, you had Brebeuf jumping out to that 13-0 lead. And then Bishop Chatard, after 2 early turnovers, got things going. I think it started with Kinnett with 133 yards on the ground, but then Aiden Ortega, I mean, he just came up big and really kind of settled into the offense, and I thought he played well down the stretch.
He did play well. I think they just regrouped. I don't know what was said on the sidelines, but I think sometimes maybe senior leadership takes over at that point, and all of a sudden they're pretty impressed. Now, they get the ball in the second half, so they score, and now then you can play your defense because your defense have played very, very, very well in this first half.
By the way, I mentioned when you think about Ortega, 99 yards after the tough start, but then I said a little bit ago the way he ran the football, he has 83 yards on 4 carries, and you go with Ortega or take that back, Kinnett's 17 carries at 133 yards. You're talking about over 200 yards rushing. On the other side of the football, Brebeuf has got to find a way now to stop the run.
Well, what Chatard did also is they rushed the quarterback. I think he was 1 for 9 late in the second quarter throwing the ball. So defense stepped up a little bit for them. That made a big difference. And, we got it's a ball game, and we knew we were going to have a good ball game, 21-16, a great ball game. When we come back, some halftime scores for you is we got 3 more minutes before we start the second half.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back once again here at Bishop Chatard. We're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. Real quick, in the stat department, Maverick Geske, 13 of 24. Again, these numbers unofficial. 13 of 24, 172 yards and a touchdown. In his last 2, 4, 6, 9 attempts, he was 2 of 9 for 16 yards. So it really gives you an idea of how Bishop Chatard defensively kind of slowed him down. in the passing department. Harris, 11 carries, 64 yards to lead the way for Brebeuf. Wells had 3 receptions, 97 yards. That did include that 62-yard touchdown. Also in the passing receiving area, Murovich finished with 3 receptions, 38 yards. Lewis 2 for 24. Clark 1 for 22. And Harris 4 receptions for -7. Again, Ortega 8 of 15 in the first half, 99 yards and a touchdown. Riley Kinnett 17 carries, 133 yards and a score. Shaw, he was 1 for 3 in the rushing department, and Ortega 4 for 83. Receptions, Guy 3 of 27. Waybright 2 for 35. Forrestal had 2 receptions for 23. And Barraza had that touchdown reception of 13 yards.
Some halftime scores for you. Greencastle and Danville. Greencastle leads 14-7. Triton Central leads Cascade 28-0, and that's the end of 3. Jay County leads Blackford 21-0 at halftime. Ben Davis leads Avon 28-14 at halftime. Fort Wayne leads Indiana Central 35-6. Madison Grant leads Tri Central 49-13. Cathedral 55, Lafayette Jeff 14. That is a final. Peru 28. Logansport 14 at halftime. Park Tudor leads Greenwood Christian 42-6 at halftime. Milan leads Rushville 20-12. How about this one? Guerin 6, McCutcheon 0 at halftime. Minnesota and Norwell tied at 14. Andrain leads 49-0. And Whiteland leads Jeffersonville 30-6. Check out Johnny Harold's website for all the scores or the sports page tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because there's some late games tonight, by the way. That
very late games.
Yeah.
Like 9 o'clock starts.
Yes, so you're going to have a hard time if you're like me staying up that late. All right, Bishop Chatard will get the football.
Onside kick here?
No.
Okay.
Shaw is deep. He wears number 26. One of the 2 players that are deep now for the Trojans.
Here we go.
Also deep will be Jack Waybright. That is Waybright who will let it fall into the end zone, and the Trojans take it at the 20.
Been a pretty couple practices this week, and they do that a lot. They let that ball bounce in the end zone, get that 20-yard line. One thing I would be afraid if that ball bounces back into play, boy, you just got to be really Jimmy on the spot.
Yeah. Well, that certainly comes a lot with the guys blocking downfield, too, so don't let the special teams make a difference there for the opponents. So here we go. Riley Kinnett, 17 carries, 133 yards. He may see the ball a lot here in the second half if Brebeuf can't stop him.
I tell you what, if you can run the ball, you can take a lot of time off the clock.
And give that offensive line a lot of credit as well. Trips to the near side on the stack. The handoff, Kinnett. Kinnett trying to bounce to the outside, 25, gets hit hard at the 27-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7.
Gain of 7 on that play.
And they're right back to the boy. They're not wasting any time here.
No. This time trips to the left side on that stack, the hash mark. This really comes down, then you're going to take 3 of their defenders out.
Yep.
And let your offensive line go to work. Ortega will look to throw. That's high and over the intended receiver's head. That's Ryan Keating. And that'll fall incomplete. I think something you said in the first half that Ortega does a little bit, he hurries. Needs to set in the pocket, make that throw, and just calm down.
Yep. Good point. I said that?
You said that.
Okay, I'll chalk that up.
Yeah, mark that down.
I'll say that again next week.
You can get a bonus for that.
Okay.
Second down, or actually third down now, and 3. Tight end will reset to the right. Hand off. Kinnett tries to get ahead, and he does not get to the 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot the football. Looks like they're going to put him back to the 28. Gain of a yard.
Gain of 2 on the play, brings up 4th down.
They're going to go for this.
You're talking about 4th down and about 2. They've got to get to the 30. Ortega talking with his center, Charlie Wright. This offensive line has been big all night long in opening up holes for Riley Kinnett and for Aiden Ortega. Play clock down to 3. They've got to hurry. Get the snap off in time. Kinnett, first down and more. 35, 40, dropped finally to about the 43-yard line.
How about, they fake, then they wait, they get in formation. They snap that ball with 2 seconds left on the play clock.
I think they see something in the middle that Brebeuf has just not been able to stop. Anything between the tackles, and when you got that offensive line opening up the big holes. That is huge so far tonight for Bishop Chatard. Football will be at the 42-yard line. Waybright in motion. Waybright, sweep left, puts his head down, gets out to about the 47-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5. Waybright, his first carry.
The PA announcer just announced that if you parked way down by the apartments, you might want to move your car.
I parked out on the street way out there.
Wow.
It's such a beautiful night. I walked in.
Good for you.
Thank you. 2nd down at about 6. Kinnett left side again into Bishop, into Brebeuf territory at about the 48-yard line. That'll be gain of 5.
Let me tell you the last thought here. The way they do things here an hour and a half before game time, I could see why you need to park down on the street.
Well, if you park in the parking lot, you're not going to get out till about midnight.
I discovered that last week.
So by the time I walk there, most of the crowd is pretty much gone, and you feel good about yourself that you did something right. 1st down and 10. Football at the Brebeuf 48. Waybright in motion. Handoff. Kinnett, another big hole. He's going to get close to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 4.
It's just the Kinnett show.
Well, that's another 5 carries. He's up to 22 carries now. And we've got a lot of football to be played, but until Brebeuf stops him, they're going to end up with 300-plus yards on the ground before it's all said and done. The fullback now reset, or should say the tight end reset as the fullback. The handoff, Kinnett gets hit hard at the 41-yard line and driven back. He had about 4 defenders come up and stick him pretty hard. Charles Kersey, one of the first ones there. We'll put the football at the 41, gain of 3.
Gain of 3 on that play.
So now you're 3rd down and about 3 on this one. We're down to 8 minutes here in the 3rd and a lot of clock coming off. That's already 4 minutes gone.
Talked about that. This is where you shorten the game here.
Yeah. Tight end will now reset to the right. Handoff, Kinnett. Kinnett takes another hard hit, but he just keeps grinding to the 37. That'll be a gain of another 4 yards. And another 1st down.
Brought down by number 52, Charles Kersey.
Boy, Kersey's been busy tonight for Brebeuf.
Ball on the 37-yard line.
Well, think about it. If you can run another 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes off the clock, you're past halfway in the 3rd quarter.
You're right.
And if you get a score, it's even bigger. Forrestall, now the tight end on the right. He's one of the lead blockers up the middle, gain to the 35. This time on the carry will be Shaw.
That's Shaw first carry tonight, isn't it?
Brought down by number 84,
Shaw, a junior, 5'6", 156.
His 2nd carry.
2nd and 8 for the Trojans.
So now 2nd down and 8.
You mean they get Kinnett 2 plays off at the same time?
Sometimes just 1.
Okay.
That's about as far as it goes. Kinnett stays out. Shaw will stay in. They're not big backs, but they run really hard. Trips to the left. Arteaga takes the snap, throws near side, ball caught and driven out of bounds. Colin Guy at about the 32, 33 yard line. Put it at the 30. Where are they going to mark it here? Got a timeout.
Oh, we got a player down.
That's Arteaga holding his right knee, and that is not good news. We'll put it at the 33. Just a gain of 2 on the pass play. I did not see Arteaga get hit, but he was holding that right knee. We'll take a timeout. 6:40 to go in the third. 21-16, Bishop Chatard.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Aiden Arteaga to the sidelines, and that's mandatory when you go down. But I think the good news is it was only a cramp. And on a night like tonight, though it is still cool, these players getting used to playing a full game.
You got to drink water all week long. Hey, if you're watching or listening and you're at Chatard, come up to the IndianaSRN booth. It's marked down. It says IndianaSRN. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
See that button? And we're going to give you a free powwow shrimp. Aspen Creek Grills, just donating them. If not, I have to give them to Troy and Ben, and I don't really want to do that.
You're so kind sometimes.
I give you donuts.
I walk all the way down there and get you a Coke.
Uphill and
both ways. By the way, I gave them $1 tip.
Thank you.
Since it was your money, I gave it. It was easy.
It's my expense account. I gave you $100. You gave me $2 back. I spent 98 bucks.
By the way, in the ball game now, number 12, Jack Harrington. Late player coming on, way bright. Harrington will work out of the shotgun. Actually, that's going to be number 2. That is Riley Kinnett, who's actually playing at quarterback.
Wildcat.
The Wildcat, yeah. I thought it was going to be Harrington. Harrington was throwing here on the near sideline, but it's Kinnett instead. He gets the first down.
And we're halfway through this third quarter.
That's crazy.
Great job tonight.
By the way, Kinnett, another 6 yards on that carry. And he's going to stay in there.
They're running the Wildcat.
And they've got 2 tight ends. You see the 2 tight ends lined up to the left. Brebeuf going to have to find a way to stop the run because Kinnett going to do it himself again. Another nice run inside the 25 down to about the 23, gain of 4.
And with the ball again, brought down by number 7, Ben Scroggins. Gain of 3 on that.
Guess who's back on the field?
Arteaga, there he is, number 6. Yeah, I think it was a cramp in that right leg. And we may have a timeout right here.
Official timeout.
It will be a timeout. And looks like it will be on Brebeuf. 5:56 to go in the third. 21-16, Bishop Chatard.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated is fully licensed and bonded electrical contractor for your protection. Our electricians are available 24/7 for service calls and specialize in electrical service and storm damage repair. For more information, give us a call today.
Back here at Bishop Chatard, by the way, that timeout, an official's timeout because of another player down, this time for Brebeuf, and it is another cramp. You can always tell because they are stretching out whatever limb it is.
Yeah, we had to do that to Jerry at halftime.
I know.
We had to stretch his leg out.
Yeah, he was down on his back.
Didn't do enough water.
Yep.
Wife has to take care of him tonight. Put ice on her because he's got to be back next week. speaking of next week, big games for us next week. We'll run that down for you right after this play.
By the way, the player down was Dylan Wells, the free safety for Brebeuf, so he comes out of the lineup. Ortega back in. 2nd down and 7. Bishop Chatard still with the football. Canet up the middle, big hole. 15, 10, 5, and finally brought down, but not until he gets to about the 2-yard line.
If you like high school football, we got more for you next week. Greenwood Christian at Covenant Christian, Shenandoah at Heritage Christian, Franklin Community at Mount Vernon, and Evansville North at Evansville Memorial. All game times are at 7 o'clock, except the Evansville game, 6:30 Central Time.
1st and goal now for Bishop Chatard. Canet gets the call again, tripped up right at the last second. That was Charles Kersey again. Down to the 1, though.
You got a good ball game next week. I am off next week for some odd reason. I have no idea.
You work 1 week and you're already off?
I guess so. I need to talk to the guy that makes the schedule.
You do. And officially put the football at the 2-yard line. This time Canet lined up to the left, gets the call again, touchdown. 2 yards out. Trojans add another 6 on the board, lead at 27-16.
Trojans looking like their old self again.
2nd touchdown by Canet. Take another look at it, Coach.
I tell you what, offensive line just made a hole, and he just dove right in. That took almost 8 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, 4:51 on the clock right now. That is a heck of a time-killing drive. Extra point is on the way. It is good. 4:51 to go here in the 3rd. 28-16, Bishop Chatard.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Seven minutes and 9 seconds on that drive, Coach, and that took, I tell you what, it caps it off when you can go and get a touchdown. You do all that hard work and you get it in the end zone. It's now, we're talking about 28-3 in scoring after a 13-0 deficit, and on the kickoff return, that was Harris who fumbled the football, and Brebeuf will start deep in their own territory. In fact, all the way back to the 12-yard line.
Wow. Yeah, you know, now if you're a Brave, we talked about this early with the Chatard Trojans. They needed a score. Brebeuf needs to score here. Still in it. I mean, anything can happen. 4:49 left in the 3rd quarter. If you give the ball right back to Chatard, they're going to run the clock. They're going to take time off the clock. They definitely know how to eat some time. But this is exactly what they did the last 7 weeks of the football season last year to make that run to the state tournament.
No doubt about it. Their defense has come up big. And
how about this? Memorial leads Jasper 23-6 at the end of 3.
Here's the pitch. Harris to the outside. The cutback. Gets to about the 15-yard line before he's brought down there.
I talked to John Hurley this week, the coach at Evansville Memorial. He goes, "We're not going to be very good. We're a little weak." Come on,
coach. Well, don't they all say that?
I used to say that all the time.
I know you
and
did.
I was undefeated when I said it. We're not very good. Our kids aren't very smart. Oh, we got a face mask.
Yeah, in fact, we haven't had a penalty in a long time.
That's the second one tonight.
Mask.
That's only 2.
We haven't had many.
I love the guys in the stripes.
Another player hurt now for Brebeuf, too. We have seen now 3 straight cramps.
Let's talk about these officials real quick.
Okay.
We need officials in the Indiana High School Athletic Association. We want to thank Ron Clark, Tim Chrisman, Chris Kleiman, Jerry Ross, and Tom Sullivan for officiating our game tonight. If you're interested in officiating, you can contact the Indiana High School Athletic Office. Our friend there, Mr. Lewis, will take care of you. And if you want to be an official, you can contact the associations. I know you're involved in the Basketball Association. I did it for 40-plus years. It's a great part-time gig.
Yeah.
The cool thing is you get to work with great athletes and great coaches. So get involved. I got to say this, too. The sportsmanship tonight, top-notch in the stands.
Yeah.
So we've been some places, been kind of rough. Top-notch, way to go, Trojans. And our last thanks to Trojan Horse. Thanks for feeding our staff. If you have any extra cheeseburgers, I'll be more than happy to take them off your hand. But
will they leave them at the gate for you?
Oh, they were delicious today. How many did you have?
I didn't have anything tonight because I was so focused on the game.
Oh.
But I had hamburger. I had a cheeseburger the last time.
Ben had 2 dogs, 2 cheeseburgers, and a Diet Coke.
And I went and got him another Coke.
Oh, did he get another Coke?
He got another one. You paid for that one, remember?
I did. Ben celebrating marriage.
He got married?
He got married during the off season.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah. She you know what she told me when I made out the schedule?
What?
He is full. He can work all 16 weeks of football.
Wow.
Okay.
Remember, Ben, I told you about the 3 rings of marriage, didn't I? Did you think about that when you're standing up there? Yeah, you had a chance to back out. Now, guess what? The suffering's coming.
Oh, my goodness. He's got a great wife. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Well, Jaden Curtis, the offensive lineman, out. Geske, his first throw here in the second half, and almost caught, but nice defensive plays. That one is knocked down. Great job there by Ryan Keating.
The stride was there. The pass was there. Keating just kind of broke it up just in the nitty-gritty time.
That was intended for Clark, who has 1 reception tonight.
How about the arm strength there? He can. I tell you what, we're going to see a lot of things from him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that people's got to realize for both teams. It's only week 1.
Yeah.
You got 9 of these left. You got 8 left after this week.
A lot of football to be played. Geske knocked down. There's Feeney again.
Now, what Feeney will want to do tomorrow is watch that and see if he could tip it up. The official says, I need the ball back.
He was shaking his right leg, too. I almost thought he had a cramp.
Well, he's waving off his sub.
3rd down for the break.
By the way, Geske now 1 for his last 10. And right now, he's just having a hard time finding anybody open. After that face mask penalty, football again at the 30. 3rd down and 10. Harris in the backfield. Here comes Feeney again. Ball released. Ball caught at the 44 and then spun down. That'll be a reception for Watson.
Nice catch.
His first of the night.
How about that for this young sophomore, 6 foot? How about that? 158, 6 foot.
Brought down by number 1, Guy.
Colin Guy gets credit for the tackle. Football at the 45, first down Braves.
45.
4 minutes to play, third quarter. What a game.
It's just amazing how quickly things can turn. Braves had that 13-0 lead, and since then it's been all Bishop Chatard. Harris on the carry, gets a couple of there and then driven back. Well, I tell you what, that linebacking crew is so good. This time Hostetler in there for Bishop Chatard, who's getting a chance to get some minutes.
58 though, Troy. I watched him. He filled that hole, and they just ran right on top of him.
Harris just his second carry of the second half because they just haven't had the football. Second down at about 7. Geske once again in the shotgun. Over the middle. Strong arm there, but just out of the reach of his intended receiver. That falls incomplete. Intended for Murovich. Boy, what an arm he has.
Boy, what a nice shot that was by our camera crew.
Well, they do get paid more than we do. They ought to, right?
Hey, it's the love of the game.
I know. So now we're looking at 3rd down and 8. Trips to the left. Geske to throw again. Little swing pass near side. Ball caught midfield. It's going to be shy of a first down. That's Leroy Lewis. Put it at the 48. That's only a gain of 5 on the pass play.
We want to thank our sponsors tonight, Morales Group, Aspen Creek Grill, Bertner Electric, Boilermaker 374, Clean Slate, and Piper Logistics. If you want to be added to that list, contact us, coach@IndianaSRN.org. Rates that can fit your budget.
4th down, Brebeuf will go for it. Geske near side, ball caught it. I think it's going to be shy of a first down. From where I see it, it didn't quite get to the 45. On the reception was Watson again.
Oh, you got to bring a Chang in.
I think it's only a gain of 2, and they had to get to the 45-yard line.
They did
he
not
make it.
Now, can you ask for a measurement if you're? Well, it's short. Yeah, it's short about at least 4 inches.
Yeah, I mean.
But you can ask for a measurement, correct?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But I think they knew from right there that was not going to make it. So officially, it'll be Bishop Chatard football at the 45-yard line.
2 minutes, 12-second drive.
Handoff, Knet, big hole again inside the 40. What a run by Riley Knet. Another player is down for Brebeuf. Football officially at the 38-yard line. 17-yard run, and what a night for Knet.
I got a notice here while we have a person down on the ground there. The ISHA basketball class for new applicants begins Thursday, September 7th, 2023 at the CYO Center from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Classes will be on Thursday and Tuesday nights, 5 sessions, including floor mechanics, taught by Tim Cartwright and our one and only Indiana SRN guy, Don Nestor, the greatest guy in the world. For more information, you can call Don at 317-440-4859. I may have to go take that class.
You should.
I should. I was really a good official. Maybe they can teach me something different.
You were a really good official?
I was great. Ask Don Nestor. He'll tell you. In fact, he's texting me like, you were the greatest.
Yeah, I bet he can.
Oh, that's what I text. Oh, okay. So contact him if you want to be a basketball official. CYO office starting September 7th. Coming up. Thanks, Don.
Very quick.
That's the cool thing about our technology now. We have so many people viewing and watching. They know our website, so they text us and our website. Whenever you respond to that, we get alerts, and it's pretty cool. I mean, we had people from West Virginia watching today.
Yeah, and speaking of the young man from West Virginia, is he going to come back to Indiana where he really belongs? Because what's in West Virginia? I've been there.
A lot of hills.
A lot of hills and a lot of mines that you can walk into.
I think he could come and work probably full-time for IndianaSRN and maybe Starbucks and do really well. We kind of missed him, don't we?
Starbucks?
Yeah. That would drop you down, though, in the top 10.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Okay.
I will talk to my agent.
All right.
Boy, that is another cramp.
That's like 4, right?
Yeah, 4 now. That's Davenport, backup nose guard who has to leave the game. If you've ever had a cramp, that thing can stay sore for a long time. Trojans football.
Especially when you get to our age.
Yeah, it never goes away.
No.
Football at the 38-yard line. Arteaga. Hand off up the middle, and it's going to be Arteaga with the keeper. Nice fake there.
Quarterback keeper.
Gets about a yard, though.
Well, that fooled me.
Well, the one thing about it, I was looking at Kinnett, and he hit that hole. If they would have given it to him, I think he might have scored. That is the shortest run of the night for Arteaga, a yard.
Really?
Yep.
Come on, Coach.
84 yards rushing now for Arteaga. He has over 100 yards passing tonight as well. Kinnett this time gets the call. Big hole, 30, 25, down to about the 22. Another nice run of 15 yards.
Finally brought down by number 11, Parker Mayer.
They just cannot, speaking of Brebeuf, stop the run.
Chatard will be on the road next week. We will not have Chatard's game next week. We will do all their home games for you. We were scheduled to do the Cathedral Chatard game. That game is no longer on our schedule. More details coming.
Okay. Trips left. First down at the 22. This time, another big hole up the middle for Daniel Shaw. All the way down to the 9-yard line.
It's another first down for the Trojans.
How about Shaw just running up the gut?
He's brought down by number
another 13 yards.
They don't even have to snap this ball after under a minute.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to have to check the time of possession that has been Bishop Chatard. They got the football back at 2:34. Here Shaw again tried to high step it down to about the 6-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3.
Covenant Christian making a comeback, down 33-13, just starting the fourth quarter.
And again, if you don't want to stay up late tonight, check the sports page tomorrow. We'll have all the scores.
Mount Vernon and Noblesville just started like a half an hour ago. Mount Vernon leads 8-7, started the second.
Yeah, that's one of the late night start games. Handoff, Kinnett down to about the 1-yard line.
Mount Vernon is on our schedule next week as they open up with Franklin Community. They could run this clock out. They don't even have to run a play.
Yeah.
They have had this ball 10 of the 12 minutes of this game, of this quarter.
Yeah, you have to go back. Brebeuf gave it up at 2:34. Well, we'll get those numbers here in a moment. We're going to head to the fourth quarter. Bishop Chatard set to score again. They lead at 28-16.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Cathedral wins 55-14 over Lafayette Jeff tonight down at Lucas Oil Stadium. have you followed the Colts a little bit? Are they going to be all right?
They quit getting guys hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
We'll find out tomorrow night. Richardson will get the start again.
Don't they play the Bears tomorrow night?
The Bears at Lucas Oil.
You know who's going to be at that game.
And we'll hear about it if they end up winning.
Well, if they win, it's going to be all over Twitter. If they lose, they'll find a reason why they're not on.
That's right.
Second down here, right? Third down.
Third down and goal from the 1 yard line.
This is a big stop here for Brebeuf.
They're going to have to. Here's Canet. Canet, touchdown. Well, I tell you what, Canet from 1 yard out, he's just been unstoppable tonight. That third quarter, I guess you kind of hang this 4 seconds into that third quarter. Time of possession was absolutely crazy for the Trojans.
Well, you know, they got the ball. Here's that run. They got the ball during the kickoff, and they ran that all the way down to, what, 2:38?
Ran it down to 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
My goodness.
Here's Chapman. What's more impressive, it's now will be a 35-3. The flags are down before the kick. It'll be a 35-3 run here for Bishop Chatard. They were down 13-0.
Ballpark against the Trojans.
The center he's got to hike the ball. You know, that's real important. Hiking the ball is very important on an extra point.
That is big. Well, this will just give Chapman a chance to work on it a little bit further
Stretch the
back.
leg a little bit. This is a 20-yard field goal. Ball's at the 15. This is a 25-yard field goal.
He's all right. He's extended it several times. Look at that kick. See, that's easy.
It's good.
11:56 to go here in the fourth. It's all Bishop Chatard, 35-16.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune into all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
35-16, as right now Bishop Chatard will be sending their fans home very happy after a slow start here tonight. Those two early turnovers. And down 13-0, and then it has been all Trojans since. There will be a return here for Brebeuf. Out to the 25. Nice run.
Oh, that's
across
great.
the 40, down to about the 42 on the return. Leroy Lewis.
Nice run. You know, Chatard, Brebeuf has not played bad. Just the offense went away a little bit for them.
Well, and they can't stop the run.
I'm impressed with the quarterback, though. You told me he was going to be pretty good.
Yep. So we will see Maverick Geske come back out again. I'm going to give you some numbers on Riley Canet here in a moment. Again, it's unofficial. 4 receivers to the near side. Geske throws out in the flat. Big time hit. There's Feeney again.
You know what I like about Feeney, though, he held him up, but smart play by Harris of saying, nope, not me. I'm going to go down. But Feeney just really beat. Okay, what you got there?
Hold on 1 second here.
Okay.
For Canet, 244 yards rushing tonight.
Pretty impressive.
Second down, handoff Harris, nowhere to go. That defense is just wreaking havoc here tonight.
You think he might be our Aspen Creek player of the game?
Well, I'll tell you what, if he's not, there should be an investigation.
Yes, sir.
By the way, Ethan Evans, the defensive tackle there to make the stop for Bishop Chatard. No gain on the play. Will stay at the 42-yard line. Haven't officially gotten it to the 43-yard line yet. 3rd down and 11. Gasky to throw. Here they come again. Gets rid of it in time. Intercepted. Picked off by Jack Stedham.
5'10", senior, 168. Watch this catch. Had time. Boy, he was rushed a little bit, didn't he?
Well, look at the pressure coming from Frank Meyer. And I tell you what, if Geske doesn't hear the footsteps coming, I don't know who would have. Because that was another nice blitz. You know, you think about Bishop Chatard, when you got Feeney. We haven't really heard much from Parika tonight, but he's a stud. These guys from the outside blitz better than just about anybody.
You know, we had Chatard number 1 in 3A in our preseason poll. They've definitely improved it tonight.
Yeah. Well, there's some doubts early, but since then, they have turned it on. That's Kinnett again. Might get a yard out of it, maybe 2.
When do you pull him out of the game?
Riley Kinnett on the carry.
Well, I would think give him maybe the remainder of this drive, and then I'd take him out.
Brought down by number 91, Roman.
Nose of the football right at the 39, so we'll give him 2 right there.
Cohen Sander.
So on the sports page, you'll have all the scores tomorrow?
Yep.
2nd and 8.
Every score. Even volleyball and soccer games that are played on the sports page coming up tomorrow morning. Arteaga out of the shotgun. Kinnett again on the carry. He's going to need an ice bath when he's done. That's out to the 42-yard line.
Practice may be shorts, T-shirts, and a Jack donut.
Yeah, especially the donut.
I hope they watch our film.
It's now 35 carries. Add another 5 yards to the 244, so it's 249 yards.
You do that all by yourself without taking you off your shoes. I'm impressed.
Isn't that nice?
It's that West Virginia education.
Clock coming up on 9. It'll be 3rd down. Arteaga again. Kinnett, 1st down and more. 45-40, 35-30. Another big-time run. Put him down to the 29. 29 yards on that carry. And he just continues to wreak havoc.
Memorial leads Jasper 23-13 with 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Reminder, they start an hour later than we did.
First down in Brave territory for the Trojans.
Unofficially 36 carries, 278 yards now for Riley Kinnett. 1st down, Bishop Chatard. Shaw gets the carry. He has a big hole as well, all the way down to about the 12.
The carrier brings it down to the 10.
Really officially spotted. Another player is down there for Brebeuf. We'll put it at the 11-yard line, so that's an 18-yard carry. Right now, this is well past 300 yards for Bishop Chatard in rushing. 39 yards rushing for Shaw. And we talked about Arteaga earlier. He has 84. You add another 3 yards for Waybright, and if I can add that up correctly, you're talking about .400 yards rushing tonight. 400 yards.
That's amazing.
That's crazy. Arteaga to Shaw. Shaw just going behind that offensive line, gets it down to about the 2. Little scuffle there at the end of that play. as Brebeuf thought they came away with a football, but I think he was down.
On the 1 yard line.
Gain of another 10.
Brebeuf travels to Indianapolis Tech next week. And in week 3, September 1st, back home against Indianapolis Roncalli. Boy, that'd be another doozy of a game.
Well, they're going to have to find a way, speaking of Brebeuf, to stop the run. They haven't been able to do it tonight. Shaw stays in. Will they reward him? Nope, it's going to be Ortega. The touchdown, 1 yard out.
Quarterback keeper for the touchdown. Ortega.
That is going to be his second rushing touchdown. And this one's about in the books now. 7:58 remaining. Take another look at it.
High stepping in there.
Second straight 1 yard touchdown run for Bishop Chatard. Extra point attempt is on the way, and it is good.
Extra point is good.
7:58 to go in the fourth. 42-16 Bishop Chatard.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Only when you look at the scoreboard and you think, boy, this must have been a game that Chatard has dominated from the very beginning. That's not the case. They were down 13-0. But what has been even more impressive, outside the running statistics by Kennett, Shaw, as well as the other running backs who've had a chance to carry, including Ortega. I don't know what the official time of possession is in the second half, but it has been dominated by Bishop Chatard, and that's tough on a defense, especially when you're having a difficult time stopping the run. Line drive kick. Oh, that's going to go down to about the 1 yard line. This is trouble for Brebeuf. They'll get it to the 10, but that ball scoots by Wells, and by the time he got it, it was all downhill.
Ball was deflected around about the 42-yard line, and it scooted right away. You know, you look at this game, and the first possession, it took him 8 seconds. It took Brebeuf 8 seconds to score to make it 7-0. Then it was 10-0, 13-0 at the end of one. Then Chatard just started scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter, made it 21-16. One in the third to make it 28-16, and 2 here to make the score 42-16. I love this conference. That's why these teams are the top 4 or 5 teams in their conference. Brebeuf will be all right. They'll be all right. They'll bounce back.
Jeske will throw. Here comes pressure, steps away, and then fires it out of bounds.
That cheerleader was wide open. She should have caught those. She should have dropped the pom-poms and catch the ball.
Sacrifice yourself.
For the team. By the way, again, let's, if we can, look at the blue Smurfs down there. These kids have not left.
No.
I mean, in fact, I think there's more of them than there was in the first half. If we get Justin, if we could get a shot at that, there they are.
Yep.
Blue Smurfs hanging out.
Second down and 10. Big key tonight. Your offensive line has been big, and I'll tell you what, this Brebeuf, I should say this Bishop Chatard defense has really shut down the passing game for Brebeuf. Pass is complete to Lewis.
Pass complete to number 5.
I'm sure when we talk to Coach Doyle, though, tomorrow on our phone conversation with him for the week, he'll find 15, 16 things they have to do right.
Yeah. And you should.
That's the thing you do. Yeah, that's exactly right. Start of the fourth quarter, Memorial leads 23-13 as we got somebody in the booth watching that game.
There you go.
Got to love that. He's been controlling the whole entire City of Indianapolis score. The
Guess
Wizard.
Throw. Ball's in the air.
Caught!
And intercepted
Oh,
again.
you kidding me?
This time it'll be Ryan Keating. Second interception.
But Taylor Clark had the ball coming down. Keeney took the ball away from him.
Well, I gotta give credit to this defense again.
Watch this catch. Does he not have the ball?
Never came up with it.
Never did he? Wow.
Well, we talked about the offensive line. We talked about the running game. But I'll tell you what, this defense for Bishop Chatard has played some shutdown. And don't fault them early. They had those 2 turnovers they had to deal with.
Exactly.
And Brebeuf got some pretty good field position, yet they held Brebeuf to 3 field goals.
How about King fumbled the ball in the first half and has not relinquished that at all?
Yeah, that's Kennett again. How about that? 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
I think he's got over
47 yards.
I think he's got over 300.
Yeah.
43 yards?
47.
47 yards.
Wow. This is just pure talent right here. Look at this.
All right, the offensive line has to get some credit for that. But the spin move, and then look at him turn on the Jets. He could probably outrace you.
Doubt it.
You're pretty quick.
Number 61, Jackson Schroeder attempts the extra point.
They could get 49 on the board here. Brebeuf hasn't scored since they got that field goal with 6:23 to go before halftime. Chapman's got a workout going tonight. The extra point is good. 6:54 remaining. All Trojans 49-16.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Coach, I'll tell you what, Riley Kennett, I'm pretty sure by now this is going to be his personal best. We'll get to him in a moment. On the return, Wells out to about the 21, maybe 22-yard line. I have him unofficially for 333 yards.
It's time to name our Aspen Creek player of the game. Why do you go anywhere else for the great food and delicious food at Aspen Creek Grill? You want to name the player of the game?
Well, I'll tell you what, Riley Kennett, he got off to a good start, and he's just been solid all night long. He had 17 carries in the first half for 133 yards. So how does he top that in the second half? He rushes for another 200 yards. That's crazy.
Thanks to Aspen Creek Grill for the player of the game. Thanks to Ben and Daniel and Justin and Jerry and you to vote on it. It was unanimous. It was 6-0. Very impressive.
And by the way, 37 carries. Back the other way, 30. Here's Harris out to the 40, still on his feet. Up the sideline, 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown.
Harris.
So a spark finally in the offense there for Brebeuf. That'll go for 69 yards. Actually, 79 yards.
79 yards.
By far his best run of the night. Take another look at it.
Nice job by the line. Look at the speed.
Yeah, but how about him staying in bounds, too?
Yep.
The only downfall of that is it took him 18 seconds to get there.
I still be running. Come on, Troy.
I know you would. Longest play of the night. Both the long plays have been by Brebeuf.
Yeah.
So the extra point attempt on the way. So for the Braves, they get something positive here late. 6:36 remaining. It's all Bishop Chatard, 49-23.
To you. truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
What a beautiful night we have had in Bishop Chatard with that 49-23 lead. Would imagine at this point you'll see an onside kick right here as the Braves will try to get it back.
Yeah. Is there time?
I doubt it. I think you had the nice run, and I know their Trojans are going to call a timeout here to prepare for this onside kick. Again, look at the run you had by Harris, but it came, think about it, the last score they had, you have to go all the way back to the second quarter. It was the second when they got the field goal at 6:23.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
That made it 16-7. And they had a 13-0 lead, but then ever since, all Bishop Chatard, and you get a run.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen.
But you just don't have enough time.
Report to the concession stand. Jacob Dill.
Geske tonight, a couple of interceptions here in the second half. And you got to break this down a little bit, too. When you look at the end of the first half, we mentioned incomplete, 9-yard pass, incomplete. So you're talking about 1 of 7 right there. Ended up being 2 of 9 for Geske before the half. He finished at 13-24. In the second half, he's had 1 15-yard completion. That's his longest, and 2 interceptions. So whatever the adjustments were made by Bishop Chatard, they've done an excellent job. This is going to be a short kick.
They kicked this away.
Nice job by the up back there, Daniel Shaw, just to jump on the football. I don't think that's a bad play, because if you got Shaw going back and you kind of kick it in the middle between your blockers up front and the return man, you might get a chance to get it.
Especially with the speed that you have on both wings.
Yep.
Number 18, Chris Hill comes in at quarterback for the Trojans.
New
quarterback?
Yep. We'll see a whole bunch of new players, I'm sure, coming in. That is number 10. I'll take that back. See what his number is. Number 18? Yeah, Chris Hill, number 18. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 157.
Illegal substitution called on the Trojans.
So that's an illegal substitution, so that'll mark off the penalty. And I do believe that Shaw is, or take that back, Kinnett is probably done for the night.
Brebeuf will be at home next week. They will play Tri-West. On September 8th, they play another conference opponent in Garin Catholic. The 22nd, they play Roncalli.
Chatard will be in my neck of the woods. Well, actually, no, since Tech's not playing on their home field, playing at the University of Indianapolis, but they play Tech, and Tech's been struggling over the last couple of years.
Something wrong with Tech's field?
Yeah, they are redoing it, and then they had a big sinkhole.
Oh.
Yeah, so they knew they weren't going to be playing there this year, but the sinkhole didn't help. Hill will hand it off. Another big run. This is going to be a Bishop Chatard football team. It might be nearing 500 yards by the time it's all said and done as Shaw gets the carry.
Brought down by 91.
That'll be a gain of about 8.
Gain of 8 on that play.
And Shaw's putting together a solid night. Also in the ball game, Ross Hartman, sophomore tight end. By the way, as the new quarterback again, that'll be Jack Harrington. So Harrington in. We saw him earlier when Ortega got hurt. And then Hill. So 3 quarterbacks playing tonight for Bishop Chatard.
You got to feel pretty good about, the depth that you have if you're Bishop Chatard.
Well, and think about it, too. Parika didn't run the football, and yet he can be a very good running back. So we didn't see him carried. We saw a lot of different guys run the football in the scrimmage. It's a football to the 40. But I tell you what, you just got to look at that defense, though. Those linebackers, Tremaine, Benson, Parika, Feeney,
Woods.
I mean, the guys up front, Winston, Evans, and then, of course, the defensive backs have played really well tonight, too. I think defense is going to be a real big key this year for Bishop Chatard, and you're going to win a title again if that defense stays healthy, number one, and continues to play as well as they did tonight. Harrington's going to use as much clock as he possibly can as that carry a little bit past the 45. Looks like he might have gotten to the 46, but it always depends on the spot of the football. 37 carries unofficially, 333 yards for Riley Kinnett, the impact player of the game. I think they'll do the film tomorrow, but I would let him rest.
Yeah, I think so.
So the defending champions in 3A, ranked number 1, Hill back in. Ranked number 1 in the preseason poll and just about every preseason poll.
Westfield beats New Pal 34-14.
That's a big win.
Westfield is really good.
Well, and that's a good New Pal team, too.
Yes, sir. We will see them this season.
The only fault I have with New Pal is that Ian Moore's going to Ohio State. That just isn't right.
OH.
There's just nothing right about that.
Yeah, well, you're a Michigan guy.
Yes, that's why there's nothing right about that.
I got you. I understand completely.
You know, a Buckeye's a worthless nut, so I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Wow.
By the way, Harrington stays in. How about that run again? Close to a first down.
You know, we have Buckeye fans listening tonight.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Send your hate mail to Ben Wood.
That's right. Ben takes all the hate mail.
Yes.
Shaw's out. He had a nice night.
3:42 left.
You know, neither one of these running backs are very big either.
No, but you just loaded. You're just reloaded, right?
When your offensive line is that good.
2nd and 1.
When you think about Campbell at 315 over that left side, and they run a lot to the left, it's hard to stop them. This one gets inside the 35.
Joseph Bridenstine, the ball carrier.
Bridenstine on the carry, his first carry of the night.
Brought down by number 33, Gus Ramelsbacher.
Just over 3 minutes remaining. I'll tell you what, Bishop Chatard, the way they're running the football again, they might score again. By the way, I should mention every offensive lineman in there is a backup offensive lineman. I want to get a look at that center, see what number he has, because he's a big fella. Another running play. Harrington dropped at the 35. Number 71 is Gerardo Angeles.
Sophomore.
6'4", 284.
Brought down by number 18, Nick.
I think he goes to Taco Bell. Want to thank the athletic staff, Kyle and his staff. Of course, the administration of Chatard. Going to be with them all year long, but thank them for their hospitality. Thanks to Ted Hampton and the athletic department at Brebeuf for helping us getting our stats.
Hill on the carry, or take that back, Daniel Shaw, as Hill is back in to run the offense.
Our crew, Ben Wood, Justin Griffiths, Daniel Thacker, Jerry Collins, behind the scenes. Our makeup artist, Troy Derigowski, and Pancake 7 looked good on my forehead.
No, I got it.
There was no talent cam, but
yeah, but I had to get here early to make you up. So.
Well, the shine on my head.
Yes.
And thank you, the listening audience that make IndianaSRN a Central Indiana leader of sports.
Shaw again over the right side down to about the 25.
How about this? Covenant Christian made it a game. They lose 33-21, but they outscored them in the second half. But that is a final. Covenant Christian will play Greenwood Christian next week. I think we're at Zionsville Middle School West next week, along with a lot of other games. I think there's 4 games on the docket next week.
I think so, yeah. And then a week after that, we start college football.
Yep. Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, my birthday.
3 big weekend, 3 big games.
What are you going to get me for my birthday? Same thing you got me last year?
No, I'm going to get you a different. Well, it does come in red.
It does.
Quarterback keeper on Hill.
Quarterback Hill will keep the football. That should be the last play.
I just hope they spell it right. OHIOSTASTE. You know, I tried to spell it last year, and I put Ohio State, not Ohio State.
You know that scarlet color that they have over there in Columbus?
Yes.
You know where that'll go immediately, don't you?
As the clock runs down. Again.
Should be the final play right here.
Check out the sports page tomorrow. At the parking lot will be unbelievable to get out. I'm going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Enjoy your walk.
I will walk, yes. Well, the big story tonight, 13-0. Brebeuf had the early lead. And then Bishop Chatard got the offense going after 2 early turnovers. Their defense played well, especially stopping the passing attack of Brebeuf here tonight. And your final score, 49-23. Riley Kinnett again, over 300 yards rushing on the night, but a good start here for the defending state champions.
Troy, very nice. Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing.
All right, thanks, sir.
I think we have a production meeting on Tuesday, so I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. Oh, we do?
Well,
okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll remind you again, we've got some games coming up next week. Only 3 games next week, but then you talk about 4 games, I believe, the week after that, and then that'll add college football. So, as you said before, we've got a ton of football going on this entire season. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It should be a lot of fun. They just announced that if you want to rewatch this program game 30 minutes right after the game, it will be on IndianaSRN, and we're excited about that.
By the way,
I think we just lost a black screen.
I think one of our camera guys decided he is out.
It was time to go home.
Yeah, he's ready to go. So
there it is.
That'll do it. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to the entire staff as well, as Bishop Chatard wins it tonight, 49-23.